My dinner was so good. My dinner was super good. I'll be there in a second. Just gonna finish up my pre-stream checks. Water in my cup. Check. Went to the bathroom. No check. Alright, I'll be right back. Hello, hello. Oh! What am I doing so small? And where my pit crew? Ah! I'm still in my stalking pit crew at the anime convention. Distance away from the screen. There you are. Hard to see you without my glasses on. Oh wait, I'm wearing contacts. She's stalking us. That's my right. As a VTuber. If I'm the reason you're congregating, and you plan said congregation in my Discord that I own, it's just my right and everything. I deserve to stalk my pit crew. Actually, I'm giving too many stipulations. I think I just deserve to stalk my pit crew, point blank period. And what will you do about it? I love the soccer photo. I'm glad everybody's good sports. I think this time too was a good stalker photo, specifically because it's from the back. One from the back. We missed you. I missed you guys too. I was only gone for 3 days, but it was for something very, very, very important. Important to Ashton Martin. Wait, I think I was gonna use my... Oh man, I was gonna use my desk today. What do you guys think about me switching to my desk? So I can talk to you newscaster style. The pic you took reminded me of the off-guide pic where they took a photo of the guy taking a photo. I actually, when I took the photo, I'm curious if you guys were able to like triangulate what floor I took it from. When I took that photo, I immediately ducked back just in case somehow somebody detected me there, and then took a picture, so that didn't happen. That fucking off-guide photo is so funny. But yes, I was gone for a very good reason, which was because I'm the Midwest princess, and I was attending a Midwest anime convention, specifically Anime Central, to see all the Idolmaster programming. I was there at the meetup in the pic with the yellow shirt. Thank you, Chekochu. Maybe that's how you say your name, Chekochu. Thank you for everybody that came out to the pic crew meetup. I did take a picture of you guys, and then I zipped away. But I was spying. I was spying for a little while. It's kind of funny though, because I leaned over and I was like, oh my god, Oscar's about to take the picture. Thank you, Oscar, for showing up. Oscar from Senpai Squad, for showing up to take the picture of the pit crew. If you guys wondered who was behind the camera of the actual front-facing picture. She has her little opera glasses. Ah, so you can see them glinting from down there. I was like, oh, they're taking the picture. And then I took a picture and then I backed off to be like sneaky Nikki. And then I peeked over again like a minute later and like everybody left. Everybody left after the picture. I see what it is. You guys get your free sticks. You pick and then you're out. Also, Oscar did make it. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, the whole pit crew. Yeah, they cleared out really quick. To be fair, when you guys were planning that meetup, I remember thinking like, the area that this is in at the convention is like kind of heavily trafficked. Like, I have a feeling there might be people there already, actually. Oscar was very friendly. Yeah, he's a good slave. Slave to all VTubers ever. TYSM for the freebies. The art was so amazing. Yeah, Tuxton has a whole cachet of free stickers to give out. So if you guys want to guilt Hat Tungsten into spending more of his hard-earned money to make more stickers and more merchandise to give away for free, you should all chime in about how excited you are to get the stickers at Offkai, right? We just kind of swarmed the area and the people sitting there left. Smart move. Smart move for them. It was really interesting because I even posted on... Because there was a lot of people there. There was a lot of people there. And I posted on Twitter, like, can the people who went to this replied? And all the pit crew who, like... Are like, mainstay pit crew who come to my meet and greets, whose human flesh faces I know underneath all their fur went. But then, like... 80% of the other people didn't reply. Who are those people? The silent pit crew represents the silent majority. I need you to know I see you. I'll trade you stickers for the bumper sticker I forgot to give you last year off, guy. Oh, wait, the bumper sticker! Wait, are you talking about the pit crew bumper sticker? Like, this car is being driven by like 700 chinchillas that just ate a bunch of lug nuts. I have to see you at Dokumi. Oh, wait, that's right, Dokumi! Ah, There's just so much happening. Dokumi on Friday. I have an appearance at Dokumi, so all my Euro chillers who are almost definitely asleep by now. I have to post about that at like a European time. Shoot, I'll have to do that tomorrow. Got my sketchbook decked out in the whole hot tungsten sticker bundle, and now it's like a whole. There's many releases in it. I'm gonna be there too at Dokumi. Holy crap! But beyond Dokumi, actually, wait, I'm pretty sure I confirmed this. Thank you to Oscar again, Mr. Senpai Squad himself. Because I'm going to be also doing... What? No, it's meet and greet. A meet and greet at... Momokan this weekend. Actually, wow! Surprise! On Sunday at Momokan, I got offered a last-minute spot to chat to any of my southern chillas, Oscar Senpai Squad. Mr. Squad, one might say. What day I might be able to swing it? Stop! Don't get any funny ideas. No funny business, pit crew. I know how much you guys probably spent in the... Oh god, I'm kunky. Sorry, I just ate dinner. You know what it was? It was cow soy. I had cow soy for the first time like a couple months ago, and it like literally burst my palate wide open. I was like, oh! I could hear angels singing cow soy. It's golden curry, golden Thai curry. I'm not going this year. Oh wait, yeah, I did partake in a booth at Momokan last year too, didn't I? I could realistically go to Momokan on my way back from Anime North. Wait a second, let me triangulate this. So you're going to Anime North in Canada, and then on your way back to like the East Coast, you'll go to Georgia? What is wrong with you people? What is actually wrong with the pit crew, for real? No Anime North appearance announced last minute. I wish. I forget that the Gauntlet has started, you guys. The Gauntlet has finally started. It's finally kicked off. I think with Anime Central, right? I think this was like the first weekend, or maybe there was a few weekends before this, but like now the Gauntlet has started. So now it was Anime Central, and now it's gonna be like Fanime, and then Anime Frontier and Momocon. You say that like you won't be attending every convention. I hold back. I don't attend every convention. I only attend the conventions that have a large pit crew population to stock. But yes, I was at Anime Central this past weekend, sneaking, squeaking, lurking around. But I wanted to show up for the Idolmaster girls because this was the first time that Idolmaster had a concert in the US ever in the past 20 years that Idolmaster has existed. And for those who don't know, I am a very, very, very big Idol fan. I'm a big Idolmaster P for a very long time. And I even went to my first event in Japan last year too, called Never End Idol, and it was the 20th year anniversary of IMAS, and it was super epic and super emotional 2 days of concerts. And I was super sick because the Japanese summer it will like suck the life out of you. I was literally getting like poisoned Dark Souls style the entire time, like just like wading through the mugginess, like yep, it looks so good. And it was so good. And I'll talk about the concert and all like the programming at the con itself too. But first I wanted to talk about too how, like I said, I'm a P and all the P's know each other. If you guys don't know, Idolmaster is like the great uniter. If you guys have ever wondered like how does Ashton know so many people, it's Idolmaster. Like it's all roads lead back to Idolmaster. You guys know how I'm friends with Narissa Ravencroft? Take a wild guess. It's always Idolmaster. Japan has a required swamp area. It's more like a required swamp time. The entire country turns into a swamp in the month of August. I didn't know that, damn. Now you know. I feel it's... You have an opportunity to get in on the ground floor. Well, maybe not the ground floor. With Gakumas. But unfortunately, it is a bygone era with the older series. Or so I thought! But now they're all of a sudden trying to do this huge push into the Western market for the first time. And there was all this like funny talk at ASN too. Like, because there was a few Bamco high ups like keeping a lookout. The old head showing up, yeah. And apparently too, there was like some through the grapevine, people were saying that they didn't realize that one of the Idolmaster games that they put on Steam is region locked. But then again, even if it wasn't region locked, it would still be in Japanese. But people would probably be able to mod it then, yeah. So there's an Idolmaster game called Idolmaster Starlit Season, and apparently the Bandai Namco people, after being spoken to at the convention this past weekend, were like, "What? I thought you guys just like didn't want to play it," and that's when nobody's playing it. It's like we can't play it. We've never been able to play any Idolmaster games. And yet there is still such an insane presence, 20 years of a presence that turned out to Anime Central, and it was super cool because I am a big fan of the original 765 girls. The Region Lock 2 is hilarious. Like, what? How did somebody double check this? Well, there's also like crazy old tea. That's not entirely true. They have tried to localize Idolmaster before. In the form of, there were these PSP games. They're not mainline. They're just like a kind of bad rhythm game. We're kind of like rhythm game. And they were on the PSP. And they tried to dip their toes in. I think this must have been around like 2015 or so. They tried to dip their toes into the Western market, and they went, we'll translate these and put them on the iOS iTunes store, the Apple store, for $60. Like how much a PSP game costs. And nobody bought them. So they were like, well, we tried. And that was that's the only thing that's ever been in English in Idolmaster, ever. But now there's an Idolmaster English account, and they brought 6 more Seiyu this year. So historically, there's been, I think for the past 2 years, there's been a few Seiyu. So 1 year was like Yayoi Seiyu, 1 year was Makoto Seiyu, Haruka Seiyu. She's been there, and like they all have been coming, but they've only been doing talk panels. Nakamura Eriko was last year. That's right. So Nakamura Eriko and Yayoi's Seiyu. So they were both there last year. And I know for a fact there's more another year. Maybe it was 3 last year. Oh, I'm forgetting. All the years are blending together. What cons are they usually participating in? That's the funny part. Idolmaster is only participating in ACED because there's no... I would hazard a guess that there is very little active Western outreach. The entire Idolmaster EN scene nearly solely hinges on the back of one insane Idolmaster fan who happens to control the guests for ACEN. Who all the old head Idolmaster fans know of. His hallowed be his name. And he is actively gunning to get Idolmaster people to come, and this year he finally did it. He got 6 Idolmaster Seiyu, 3 original 765 girls, and 3 Cinderella girls Seiyu. And this was different from the past couple years because he actually got them to do a concert, and not just one concert, but 2 concerts. So it's sort of been this thing in recent years because Bamco's finally getting hip with the kids, you know. They're finally figuring out what actually like makes Zoomers tick and stuff. And so IMAS is also VTubers now. Now, not to be confused with the IMAS VTubers, okay? IMAS's VTubers is a separate statement and different association with the IMAS VTubers, of which there are 3 IMAS VTubers. Unrelated to this statement, IMAS is VTubers now because they've started doing these like XR lives where it's like instead of the Seiyu doing the lives and singing and talking like, hey, I'm a Seiyu, blah blah blah, it's the characters. And there was this really big deal moment where they had Chihaya, one of the original 765 girls, perform at Budokan in Japan, which is a huge deal. And there's been other like XR lives too. There's been a Yayoi Iori one, and I think they're planning on, oh, somebody told me they're planning on like a, is it Makoto? No, they must be also planning a Haruka one because they had Chihaya at the Budokan. They have to be planning a Haruka one. And then Miki, Monkey Bone blonde girl, gets brought to America, which is awesome. So there's also a Miki XR live of sorts. Wasn't that the guy who had Iori Miyase as his wife, if I'm not taken? Wait, who? Whose waifu? I hope Hibiki is there. We're just going down the list. We're just going down the list, I think. The Miki America announcement was so wild, but it's also sort of fitting. It's fitting because blonde. She's blonde and she's buxom and she's so like girl crush. Actually, I saw a post today too online that was like Miki pioneered the girl crush trope in idols, and like the longer I think about it, the more I'm like, that's kind of true. Like, isn't that kind of crazy? It's fitting because Laura also, yeah. So there's a lot of reasons that make Miki being the only American Idolmaster concert a cool addition to the lore and like in line with that sort of thing. And just it was just so awesome. It was just so awesome. And the concert was like heater after heater after heater. The Miki concert, I do have. I've got some qualms about, okay? As I'm a really nerdy Idolmaster fan, I have some issues with it, okay? I take issue with some stuff, particularly the song choices. So, the problem with having like a solo live... Oh, and Miki's outfit. Sorry, I'm like starting to spam. Talking about Idolmasters freaking me out, you guys. You guys. And the Miki outfit they announced is so cool, and the art was done by Ramudayo Lamb, the artist of like Kureiji Ali, and I'm freaking out, you guys. The outfit was so good. This is gonna be a Yap Yap stream, yes. And also they gave her pink nails, which is like the contrasting color of her like bright green color on a color wheel, and it looked awesome. She had this like nerdy, not nerdy, I'm over nerdy. She had these like cunty, I was reading the word and then it replaced the word in my head as I was saying it. She had this like cunty set of like long pink nails. Ugh! It was so good. That was so cool. I met him at his exhibit in Japan. What? That is so cool. That's super cool. And the model was so good. Although there was something kind of funny about the model that I noticed. Because she was like so like bang boom body bone cubone. I'm pulling up paint, you guys. I gotta... It should be drawn. It was sort of funny though from the side. She was like... You know, she was looking like Miki. And then she had a booty. I was like, good God. Has Miki always had an ass like that? But then also it went out in the front too a little. I was like, oh. What's going on there? Yeah, she had a dumpy. But overall, it was like so gorgeous, and the lighting was so gorgeous, and the LED screen was so gorgeous. The fupa. Wait. Were people saying that online too, Chinfoil? Because I was like, am I the only one that's like seeing this right now? Am I the only one that's seeing this? But yeah, no, she was like curvy as heck, and it was super cool. And oh god, what was the set list they did for the 6 Seiyu? So it was 3 original 765, 3 Cinderella girls, and they did Ready. They did Yes Party Time. Oh my god, you guys, when they did Yes Party Time, and then they did The Idolmaster, like The Idolmaster, the song The Idolmaster. It was like the first part with the 6 Seiyu was like literally every song was amazing. Like every song was amazing. But like I said before, the issue with the solo lives is that you have like a much more condensed discography to choose from. Because the thing with Idolmaster is that a lot of the songs are just like every girl's song. You could argue that like some songs, even though every girl in the game can sing them, because that's just how the game works, like you put the girls and you pick the song, you pick the outfit, you know, it's like that's how it works. They're like more associated with one specific person. For example, with Yayoi, Takatsuki Yayoi, she has Kiramekirari. You know, Kiramekirari. Women with tummy are amazing. See, I don't think it was tummy. I don't think it was intended to be tummy. I think it was just sort of like a funny modeling thing. They have character songs more. Yeah, so there are some like solo songs that have come about in more recent years with like the gacha game like Million Live and stuff, which I'm like a little less familiar with. But the songs that they picked from the original Idolmaster for Miki Solo Live, I have a bone to pick with them about, okay? Because they made her sing Mega Aotoki. You have to like say it in like a specific cadence or else I can't remember. Mega Aotoki. Sad I would adore her if she had tummy. JTB, they only just started to figure out like how to expand into America. They're not gonna... I'm sorry, but if girls with tummy are what you are looking for, you will just simply have to look at another series, because Idolmaster, it's gonna take like another 20 years probably to get woke enough for that. There's like fat characters in Cinderella Girls, and I think that's like one. I think it's one. I think it's a one single one. Of the 190 girl cast of Cinderella Girls, I think it's like one. Yeah, just one. And of course her thing is she loves sweets. And that's why she's bad. But I digress. There are a lot of girls with like huge like like bazongas that they're so large that it makes everything else look kind of large. So anyway, I back to this task at hand. They gave Miki 2 songs where it's like, that's a P, I'm like, that's a Chaya Miki song. Relations is a Chaya Miki song. Make out to Ki is a Chaya song. But also I can't understand because it's like, well, you had to fill, it was a 30-minute long concert. You have to fill the concert somehow. What songs, if she has like 3 songs, you gotta give her some more. I'm trying to think now, what would be like a Miki song? And I can't think, except Marionette no Kokoro. But even then, I guess I never really associated Marionette no Kokoro with Miki technically until the anime. Or maybe it was made for the anime. See, this is where I'm like a fake IMS fan, in a way. Because pre-2012, I'm not really too aware of like... But even saying that, 2012 was like 14 years ago. So maybe I'm so fake, I can't remember the stuff from before 14 years ago. Yeah, I'm LARP sahur. I'm LARPing. I don't really know much about Cinderella Girls. I think I might have switched over to Love Live by that time. Yeah, I think that just like the excess. Well, no, because every girl is beautiful in their own way. It's not like excess, but like it can definitely be overwhelming to be like, what the hell? There's 190 girls, and they are like very much like just every single different trope you could think of. Not really too much beyond that. I mean, it's since it's in inception, it's the girls' backgrounds have been like elaborated on much further, but you know, I can understand if it's like, well, that's the happy one, that's the Genki one, that's the cool one. Like if that's just like whatever, I don't care about that, you know. But man, and I love them so much. And you guys, I know that a lot of you guys, first of all, don't even know what Idolmaster is. Second of all, probably cannot even name the Seiyu, but they're all 6 Seiyu are so beautiful in their own unique ways. Okay, they're all gorgeous, beautiful women. I love them very much. I love to see them in real life, and also they're so very short. But I didn't realize how beautiful Ohashi Ayaka is. Ohashi Ayaka is like so pretty. Hashi is so cute. I was like staring at her all the time in real life, like, oh. And she had her hair done like Izuki's too, and her hair was like just recently colored, so it was like this beautiful chestnut. Wait, so you're taller? It's pretty easy to be taller than a Japanese woman, especially on my skates. There's a Seiyu named Inori Minase and an IMS character named Iori Minase, and the two are not related. Well, of course they're not related. One's real and one's an Idolmaster character. One's real and one's some Seiyu. She's real to me. Truthfully, I thought the Asen thing was a Love Live concert. You gotta die. You gotta die. You're dead to me. That's how little I know about any of this. I shall cut out your tongue, you knave. You must die. How dare you? Oh, but it was so good. Oh, the programming was super duper good. And also there's another girl that participated in the panel for the entire Idolmaster group, all 6 of them, on Saturday. And her name is Kosaka Yu. And she is like a rookie voice actress, I think, if that's maybe okay to describe her as. And she was so interesting too, because it's kind of similar to Sally Amaki, if you guys know her, where like she is Japanese fully, but lived like and was born in America, I believe, but now like works as a voice actress in Japan. And she was like, oh my god, it was like so the collective euphoria too. So she did a little bit of translating and then hosting of that panel, and then at the very end of the panel, the Idolmaster voice actresses put her on the spot, and they were like, "Oh, you should tell them about your audition story." Even though it wasn't like a Kosaka U panel, they like started to have her talk about herself, which is like, "Ah, the Idolmaster girls are so nice, they're so sweet." And then she told her story about how she like auditioned for her voice acting company by singing an Idolmaster song, and so like, Idolmaster, Idolmaster, all roads lead back to Idolmaster, you guys. She was one of the hosts of the Gundam conference, I think. Yes, she's a very, very, very good host. She was very, very professional, and it was just so like, I was having like such a, I'm like turned into such a gross otaku. I turned into such a nasty, nasty otaku whenever I start to talk about stuff like this. I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho. That's one of the calls that people do at the end of shows. And it gets really fast too. They go like, I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho. It gets like kind of overwhelmed, like, ah! And then they also do, at the very end of the show, they go, I must this you, I must you. And then you yell, I must you, with the final I must. It's like, ah! It's so much fun. You're a psycho. Actually, I'm the same thing as like a psycho, sounding like psycho. There was this one clip I saw of, do you guys see Zipangu? Some of the Fantastic Reality participants were promoting it as this Japanese music fest called Zipangu in Southern California this past weekend. And someone had a sign at the Chanmina set, and it said Chanmina Psycho, but it wasn't spelled right. So like the best is Psycho, which is like a U at the end. It like has a different intonation, but they just wrote Psycho, so they said Chanmina Psycho. And she was like, "You guys know what that says, right? You're calling me a psycho." So no, you have to pronounce the ooh at the end for it to be Saiko. And then so that was Friday was the concert, and then Saturday was the panel, and I didn't get any signings for any of the girls. I didn't really go out of my way for it, you know. I love the Idolmaster ladies, but because none of them are my like favorite character, I didn't go out of my way to get any signatures, because I guarantee they filled up within like a minute probably, because there's only 60 signatures per person, so like 1 minute per person. I will say a weird issue. My voice still hasn't recovered from the Miki Psycho, and I'm a psycho from the Miki Live and Offkai. Well, I can random you one too. Actually, that was the thing that was like, it's always so hard to hold back. It's always so hard to hold back whenever going to IMAS stuff. I didn't hold back never an idol, because I was like, fuck it, if I lose my voice screaming for my idols for the first time while I'm in Japan, like who cares? But I did hold back a little when I was during the show, because I didn't want to lose my voice. But you know what I did? I put on a mask. I put on a face mask and then just mouthed the words to me. I know, it's bad form. Actually, that's not true. I did get in some woo calls and responses. I did get in a few cheers and stuff, but I didn't want to hurt my voice trying to like screech over people. But yeah, because none of the characters, the girls, are like my favorites, I didn't like try super hard to get any autographs, because there are other people who would share some much more. No fuwafuas, no nothing. Okay, maybe I did a few fuwafuas. Actually, I think I did most of the calls. Actually, I think I did most of the calls, but I never went like, wah, after the fact, you know, not to hurt my voice. Especially not at the off-kai, because on Saturday, after... So, for those who don't know, actually, you might only have heard the word off-kai in relation to VTubers, but off-kai is a word from Japanese idol culture, where it's offline kaigi. So offline meeting is all that means. So off-kai, and they had an off-kai for the Idolmaster fans at some banquet hall, and I also went to that. And I snuck around wearing my sunglasses and my long skirt and so on and so forth. Was it official? It was kind of official. It was like sanctioned by the guy who was planning all the Idolmaster stuff. It wasn't con organized, but it was like, he was like, don't worry, we'll pick a time when there's nothing else happening at the con to have it. So I think it refers to offline meetings of any kind, not just idol related. Well, yes, I guess that is 100% true. I've only ever seen it in the context of like Idolmaster stuff, but of course before VTubing, Offkai Expo and stuff. So yeah, the more you know. I wonder what Offkai means for almost a year now. Yeah, it means offline kaigi. And kaigi is meeting, so offline meeting. It's like exactly what it's it's not a fun cutesy name in Japanese. That's always such a fun thing to discover, because I think in English some words have like fancy names that are like, oh, from French, or like have like a specific like funny name, whereas I think in stuff is really cut and dry in Japan, like street names or specifically station names too, you know, where specifically like the station name will be named, sorry I'm like zoning out, where the station name will be named like next to Shibuya. You won't know that until you like understand Japanese, but it's like one stop east of Shibuya Station is like the name of the name of a station. Like, oh, okay, that's very like exactly what it says in the tin. Doesn't have like a fun little, like, it's not named after the street, it's not named after like a historical person, it's named after exactly where it is located in reality. So like maybe the main street, something called Main Street. Yeah. Or like those roads on the sides of highways. Also, the P is warning the VTuber wrote us online to not do calls unless they know the specific ones, for the song was really funny. Wait, I didn't see that, tinfoil. But that's like a legit, like, you guys, I've talked about this before on stream, and it makes me look like an uber asshole. You gotta show me these posts or post them in the Discord, tinfoil, because I wanna like hold them in your guys' face and be like, see, you think I'm strict about the calls. You guys, yes, a frontage road, that's the word I was thinking of. You guys think I'm strict about the calls. You should see the fucking actual IMS nerds. There was a point too where they were asking during the panel, I think, to clap in time, and I was like, this is gonna be really bad. Like this is not gonna look good. Tiger Police for real. Yeah, and they were like, don't jump. You guys can't yetai, you guys can't do any crazy chica stuff. But most everybody roll with the punches. Actually, there's a lot of stuff where I actually thought that, like, I don't know if it was like people were making up extra, or people, like, majority of people weren't doing some calls, because some of the songs were like a little bit less known, I guess, and I kept being like, isn't there a call right here? But nobody around me is doing a call, so I was like, well, I guess I won't do it. No YAP guy. Yeah, the Japanese idol fans are pretty YAP guy and stuff, but the off-kai was interesting, and I got to see so many P's from all over the world. P's I haven't seen in a long time, for various reasons. P's that had kids, and by P I mean producer. So the phantom call, you know what it is because once you know where the calls go in the song, it's like, there should be a call here. Sometimes there isn't, because I think they probably are like, okay, that's too many damn calls. Like, we want to hear the song too and do the calls. But like, once you get the fua-fuas and the hoo-hoos down, screw that, peeps can cheer when they want to. If you're going to the IMS live, I think, and you want to ingratiate yourself to the IMS fans to get more IMS content, we gotta bend the knee a little, okay? Don't ruin this for everybody. Maybe in like 5 years, we can start developing our own EN IMS culture. Actually, that sort of is what happened, because everyone started to go, ho, 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 at some of them. And I don't know if they like explained to the Seiyu what that is, because I think that freaked them out. Like every single time, everyone would go like, and I think they were like, why are we chanting another name every single time? They do that at the Hall Live EN concert. Yeah, I think that's something that's probably difficult to... Policing cheers like that makes me not want to attend stuff like that, NGL. I'm sorry to be the naysayer here, Synthesis 034. If you can't conform, you just probably shouldn't go. As an elitist IMS fan, you know what? Don't go then. I'm so sorry to say. They like a little bit of... They like a little bit... You don't have to do the calls. You don't even have to have a pen light. You just can't be out of line. You should feel a desire to be a part of a collective. And I've talked about this before, actually, because I think that there's... Not saying this is you. Just not saying this yet. They don't want to be disruptive. You should be a part of the hive mind, I guess. Not gatekeeping, more curating. Curating, yes. Hit with the idol blaster. I think that there's a preference, a tendency in the English scene of all concerts of all kinds to want to have like the little main character moment, you know, and that is like a no. I posted the no mix artifact on Discord. Wait, I want to see this so bad. If you're attending the IMAS live at ASN, I'd suggest not mixing. There are specific rules against it, to be fair, but since this is an official event, I would just refrain from the mix out of an abundance of caution. Standard calls should be just fine. Yeah, well no, it wasn't allowed because they said no jumping. No jumping and no yelling. They did a whole like no jumping around, no disrupting others, and I'm sure that if you started like crazy mixing, they'd be like, sit down. Sit down. And the Miki one was live streamed on the Idolmaster channel to like over 300,000 people. So I guess you should check out the live feed and see if you got spotted in the crowd. No, I see it was all seated. No, you stand up at live concerts. Actually, it's like a... This is a gripe I have of mine, and it's just something I have to deal with. There's a standard structure to Japanese concerts that I think is so fucking boring sometimes. Where it'll go like 3 songs... and then an MC. 3 more songs, then an MC. 3 more songs, then an MC. All Japanese concerts will have this structure. From what I understand, for the most part. Particularly idol events will have this structure. And what makes it worse, in my opinion, is when... And this was true of the panels too. Like, whenever they'd have like really long moments of talking in Japanese... they'd have to pause and let it be translated. And I already don't really care for like super long rambling MCs because they like really harsh my vibe in the middle of the concert and stuff. Although you need to recover and like rest your arms from like shaking them for a while. But having to also wait for that to be translated is so fucking boring. It's so fucking boring. And honestly, there was so many points too during the Idolmaster panel where they would go like 10 minutes before translating. And then I realized like, oh shit, they haven't said anything in English in a while. I wonder if anybody knows what's going on. If a detractor tis fall in line. I'm actually saying something that I'm sure other Japanese fans would probably agree with. Okay, they don't want any of that freaking English contaminating the series. That's why Kelly specifically told her JP concert audience there won't be no long MCs. Yeah, every whole live concert will have an MC. I mean, we had MCs during virtual vacation. I like an MC, you know, a tasteful MC to break things up, give people a rest from the arms. But when there has like an added translation bit of it too, it's like, holy shit, this is taking forever. Like, good time for a bathroom break? Oh no, they're not long enough for a bathroom break. Idolmaster is a cult, you must comply. I don't think that it's fair to put all that on Idolmaster. It's simply the Wota culture. It's that Wota culture that you so desperately want to incorporate into the VTuber scene. You're half-assing it. I got YouTube Shorts locked and loaded at JB Concerts. Wait, I don't know what that means. Wait, what? YouTube Shorts? You gotta commit to the bit. Okay. I snuck in a bathroom break during an MC in HoloFest. I tried to sneak in a bathroom break at... I didn't tell you guys this because it's like a shame I'll never live down. I tried to sneak in a bathroom break at Never End Idol in Japan. And I missed Kirame Kirari, the Yayoi song, as the Yayoi fan. Just day 1. She sang it again on day 2, and I remember I actually started to cry in my seat when that happened. I was like super sure that the MC would be long, but she sang it the next day. So I was like, okay, it's okay. I made myself feel a little bit better because I was like, you're so fucking lucky. I'm so fucking lucky. I made myself feel a little bit better because I was like, I've heard her sing this before. I've heard her sing that song like a billion times. And if I was in my seat, I probably would just gone like ape shit. But you know, yeah, there's a thing too. So there's seats everywhere. You're very orderly in Japanese concerts, but will stand up and sit down at like various times. So you can sit down during the MCs and stuff. Thank God. Thank God. Because I know what it is. Having to sit there in my perfectly contained box and make sure that my elbows don't go too high or too low or too far to the side, and also stand up straight enough to see, because that's another thing. There wasn't any like staggered stadium seating. So if there was like a tall person in front of you for the Idolmaster concert, you just like couldn't see shit. So it was like from heart sinking as you get back in here and Kira make it ready. Literally, I ran from the bathroom and my tears were already streaming down my face, and I was like, I can't believe it. And I remember I was with another foreigner, and they were like, they could tell I was a YAP fan. You go decked out in all your stuff, okay? And they were like, I'm sorry, and I was like, why are you apologizing? I was the one that needed to be. Anyway, even worse, they got big hats on. Yeah. Oh, but it was such an IMS filled weekend, and I was able to connect with so many P's, and you connect in your Kokoro too by you connect through the calls and stuff. So many old P's that I hadn't seen in super long. I mean, like, for a lot of people, like, IMS was sort of, like, gone, dead. If you weren't into Gakumas or Shanimas, which are the newest installations in the series, it was just, like, bygone era. But then Uma Musume came out, too, and so, like, a lot of people that still really like that type of... Uma Musume is directly based on Idolmaster, for those who don't know anything at all about Idolmaster, and I'm just, like, yapping completely one thought. Idolmaster is like the first of its kind, and it's like a produce genre, raising sim genre, and it's like the foundation of what became Uma Musume. A localized Gakumas might bring in new fans. I'm positive a localized Gakumas would bring in new fans, considering the music that they have for Gakumas is very different from the other games. Completely different from the original 765, Cinderella Girls, Shani. It's all like specific. Each girl has their own like specific genre, and it's all made by super uber popular artists right now. Do you think Ian should do 765 Gakumas or Daramas first? I think Gakumas. I think that 765 Pro would be fun because I'm a Shanimas is funny, they have K-pop at home. I think Shanimas could do good. Gakumas would do better. Well, they unfortunately everything, and I hate to say this too, every IMS game has a thing that's going to be controversial in the English scene, and they don't navigate it very well for an English audience. Like, case in point, Miki. I understand why Miki was chosen. Okay, she's like girl crush. She's got vibes. She's like a dancer. That's an important thing in America. She's got vocal. And she's blonde. But she's also 15. And that is a thing that is like a huge sticking point for a lot of people. I wanted to say like annoying Western fans, but I think even non-annoying Western fans still go like, And Gakumas is the most questionable because unfortunately it is the most accessible when it comes to music. It's like the best IMS music, I think you could argue. But then it also has the most questionable plots because it's all high schoolers, which is a thing I still kind of don't understand. And I just it's gonna cause a lot of like stupid drama, and they're already sort of like, skittish like a wild animal Bamco is about IMAS, and so it's like one wrong move and they're like, this sucks, fuck this, we're pulling out. And so I'm like 6-7ing in real life. You gotta weigh the pros and cons. Gakuma's songs show up in my Spotify, and they're pretty good even without knowing about any franchise. Like there's Giga P and Moe Shop making a song. Yeah, exactly. Giga, Moe Shop making bangers, heaters. Back to back. That's what Takane is to go. Takane's got heaters. So good. Also, it made me super happy that in the talk panel, Miki's Seiyu was like, the only question that they asked, because unfortunately they were strapped for time. This was an issue throughout the whole weekend, and I'm curious as to why, but every single panel and function with the IMAX girls started late, which works for me because I'm really bad with time management and I was late to most everything, but I didn't miss anything then. But then also ran over, and I think that they had to like condense a lot of stuff. What was I saying? Oh, they asked on Twitter, like, send us some questions for the girls to answer at their panel, and the only question that got answered was, what song did you want to sing that didn't get sung? And of course, Akiko Hasegawa, the voice actress for Miki, said, I like hamburger, and everyone was like, ah, we want I like hamburger. But then it was like such a fan service filled panel, you guys. It was such a fan service panel, like, and I don't think anybody who doesn't understand like Japanese standards for this sort of thing, or like isn't a fan of Japanese seiyuu, understands like how much fan service they give. They did like a cappella I like hamburger for like just a little snippet. They did an a cappella part of like the Idol Master all together. It was like, oh my god, like they're singing even more the next day all together. Just cause it was like so fan servicey. That sort of thing I feel like is not common. The cheesiest song ever, but I love it. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. And actually, another detractor, and I know whenever I talk about IMS, there's always gonna be that one naysayer, and I know that my Mario Jam Jam has gotten on me before about, has burst my bubble about the quality of Idolmaster songs, okay? And you have ruined it for me, okay? Because during the Miki concert, I definitely was like, okay, there's the verse, there's the chorus, there's the second verse, there's the chorus, there's the bridge, and then there's the final chorus. Every song, there wasn't a single song that fell outside of that order. Not a single song that fell outside of that order. And it started to drive me insane by the end. I was like, ah, because I kept thinking like, okay, well, it sounds like the song is about to end. Some of the Miki songs were like, I kind of had only heard once and were like vaguely familiar, so I wasn't super sure. But then I kept noticing, like for the last 2 or 3 songs, it was like, it sounds like it's about to end, but it probably isn't. And then it didn't, and it did the exact same thing over and over and over and over, and I was like, oh my god! Make it stop, make it stop! I'm a nudister now. But it was overall a very interesting weekend, and really nice to have the Idolmaster girls so insanely well supported in America. Happy to have been hospitable to so many Japanese producers. There's so many fucking hilarious tweets that came from the weekend. Like them being surprised about playing Mahjong in line, sharing Malort. Apparently, Japanese people like Malort too, so... That's okay, not all music has to be complicated. Yeah, and I like simple music like that. But I guess it annoys me when it's a bad song. It annoys me when it's a song I don't like, and it's like too predictable. But I also love predictable music sometimes. Despite all the flaws and troubles Asen brings, I wouldn't trade this weekend for the world. Right? I remember seeing a post too that was like, Asen sucks so bad. And I was like, what are you talking? I had a great time at Asen. They better keep doing this. They gotta do it again. Japanese people like Malort. I guess they do like Strong Zero. Well, the person that was offered Malort in line, because they let everybody line up for the concert starting at 2 p.m. and the concert was at 6 p.m. and so that's 4 hours in line, and like a producer that's coming from Japan to watch the concert, or like from anywhere else in the world to watch this, is gonna get the fucking line. And so the line was like all the way around the building, like snake back and forth and 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 back and forth. And so it was super long and in the sun, and people had UV umbrellas, and people brought mahjong, and people brought snacks, and people brought chairs, and so it was a big affair. And so of course naturally people get to talking, and people of course want to torture people with Malort any chance they can get, but I think that it tasted like shiso leaf or something. Like Malort is such a strong wording. Wait, what? They actually said they enjoyed it, and they were like, I wonder if I can bring this back to Japan. And it's like, you can, but I don't think you should. You can, but I really don't think you should. Literally, my only complaint was layout of registration. Otherwise, amazing. Yeah, I don't know what it is like about cons and like the registration line like being ass all the, I feel like it's like a you can't win, you know, you just like can't win. the registration line's always going to be duty butt. And so you'd be better off buying your badge prior and get it shipped to you, or doing will call. But honestly, everybody knows about the will call hack now, so even that line is duty butt. Anime conventions. It's part of the con experience. Yeah, way back when I was a wee babby Ashton. Wee babby Ashton who had to have a chaperone to go to the anime convention. I really, really enjoyed the part of the experience. This was part of the experience, and I would only go like one day because that's all that I was allowed to go by my mom and my dad. I could only go to one day. They were like, we're not gonna drive you all the way to fucking Rosemont over and over. No staying overnight, of course, either. That was the big no-no because all the hentai perverts are there. Part of the experience was getting there as early as humanly possible, putting on your cosplay at home, driving in the car for as like an hour, going to the con as early as possible, and then waiting in line to buy a badge day of for 2 to 4 hours. There was one year when Babby Ashton and friends and company in tow waited 4 hours to get a badge. But like low-key, like I look back now and I'm like, those are the best years of my life. Like those are the best like anime conventions ever, in a way. Like I on one hand I'm really super happy that IMS is here, but like, don't you think about that? Like it sucked, but it was also like awesome. That feeling is so... It's kind of lost now a little because I'm, you know, sometimes I guest at events. On one hand, it's like super nice to just like have the industry badge and be like, all right, let me in. Skip the line. Let me in this bitch. It's kind of fun. But then when I think about like the inconvenience was almost part of the magic. I think part of it too was like when you're younger, your world is so much smaller and you only can afford to go to one day of one con. That's your most nearby local con. And you gotta make that one day fucking count, because it's gonna be a whole 365 days. I remember at the end of anime convention days when I was a kid being like, it's gonna be a whole 365 days before I get to do this again. And it was like so bittersweet. So bittersweet because it would be like the most awesome day ever. My mom telling pedo bear cosplayers to go away. Me wearing my plastic Yaya Han cat ears. Pedo bears cosplayers with free hug signs, let it be known. Unlocking the tech that actually waiting in line works. Sorry, I'm getting like kind of nostalgic about it. It's a very specific feeling. I know. Yikes. Throwback, sheesh. Back. Or I'll beat you off with a stick. The line does indeed move. It's just a constant shuffle. Constant 1 mile per hour. But you can't have the bear around nowadays because of woke. It's true. It's true. Don't say that. Wrong phrase. Beat you off with a stick? Like whoops, whoops. Don't say that with a pause in the middle. What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with you people? I didn't even think of that. What's wrong with you people? My first con I was like 12 and my mom didn't want to get a badge, so she sent me and my friend into Anime North alone with like 20 bucks and gave us an hour. It's amazing and magical and sucked. An hour is way too little. An hour is way too little. Oh, but that reminds me too of like saving my Christmas money. Saving my Christmas money for the anime convention the one day. And then I remember because there's a pocket watch at a booth and it was $60 and I wanted it so bad. And Mama Martin was like, you really want that fucking pocket watch? I was like, I do want the pocket watch, Mama Martin. Please. She was like, you're not gonna have any more money to buy anything else in the convention. And I was like, oh, but I want the pocket watch so bad. And I love that pocket watch. I loved it. It's probably still somewhere at my parents' house. Of course, I never used it. I can barely tell time on a watch face anyway. Did you ever own a spine-shattering yaoi paddle? No. Okay, so even though I have like a old head preferences for my anime and sensibilities and stuff, I was way too late for yaoi paddle stuff. Oh, you guys know this is like the deepest cut. If any of you guys know what this is, I'm gonna be incredibly surprised. But do you know what DramaCon is? Was the spine chip because the spank was that bad? I think it's just like a funny thing where like if you smack somebody with the flat side of the paddle, it's just like a yeah, like it makes like a whoosh noise and rebounds off your big fat butt. But if you smack them with like the short side of the paddle, you could probably like dislodge a vertebrae or two. Look at these nuts, you guys. No, it's not a these nuts. It's not a these nuts. DramaCon was an English manga that was distributed by like Tokyo Pop or something, and it was so bad. It was so bad, but it was also so good. It was so dramatic. And it was by this woman called Svetlana Kamakova or something, and she's got other manga too. And it's the story of these girls that are like working at an anime convention for a weekend, and it's just a weekend, but oh my god, so much stuff happens in a weekend. There's drama, there's a love triangle, there's hookups, there's breakups, there's hurting each other, there's ableism, there's a blind guy in it, and I wish someone was able to bring in a yaoi cutting board paddle. Really, they let you bring weapons in. I actually think I have a yaoi cutting board also because I'm living Fujo Stolen Valor. The Asen breakup, I need more deets on that. Yeah, I saw posts about there being like a very public breakup. Yeah, there's huge breakup drama. I wanna know. God, you guys, it's like it's emotions ride high. Emotions ride high. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys DramaCon though. I used to read whatever the fuck when I was a kid. Ugh, ugh. Oh my god! Did any of you guys ever read the manga Hollow Fields? Oh my god! Thinking about English manga made me remember this. I used to read all this shit for free at Borders. Didn't spend a penny on this. Hollow Fields! Oh my god! That looks fire. It was actually fucking awesome! I can't tell you what it's about. But like, the art was awesome. And no, they don't have noses. You killed Borders by my hand. I remember one time in Borders, there was a... Actually, now thinking back, maybe this was like the catalyst of the downfall of my life that has made me a rotten woman. But there was a BL manga that somebody had ripped the plastic wrap off of, and I was like... Huh? Whatever could this be? DramaCon author is still on B-Sky. I'm pretty sure I hadn't seen that she was active in recent years. DramaCon manga. Ugh, the art is like not good. But it's like... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was like so... It was dead serious, you guys. I was like, this is so realistic. All this could totally happen in a weekend. And like, it was happening in a weekend. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look. Look at this. DramaCon. It's only 3 volumes of manga. So I'm pretty sure I have the anthology in the bookshelf at my parents' house. Looks awesome. I know, it's literally like a how to draw manga book art style. All of his authors on Twitter? Oh my god! Wait, I'd love to see what she's up to. Ah, her art is still like so stylish. No noses! Gotta love that she's committed to it. I also love the like weird maid girl in Hollow Fields. It's on the cover that I just showed you guys. Hollow Fields manga. That's a violently Tokyo pop in art style. I know! But there's this super cute, like, automaton freaky maid. This is Soul with a V. This is true Soul. Harnessing the power of English manga. What could have been? Penguin Random House. It's this specific, like, weird maid girl. She's got, like, no... Well, I was about to say she's got no nose, but most of the girls in this don't have a nose. Oh, this is updated art! This is, like, new art of the same volume 1. But she's got, like, a... She's, like, zombie-ish. She's such a cool design. The beady eyes are so awesome. This is actually, like, making me realize so much stuff about me. I love characters with beady eyes, and now I think I might be able to pinpoint the exact inception of that preference. Who is the name of... Miss Weaver's Academy for the Scientifically Gifted and Ethically Unfettered. The series follows Lucy as she navigates classes like live taxidermy and killer robot construction, trying to survive the school's sinister detention system, where the lowest scoring student is sent to a mysterious windmill. I was like dead serious, like, they're gonna send me to the scary school, the pit in the school. Yeah, actually it makes perfect sense that there would be a school where they put children in the children churner. Oh my god, it looks like that they redid the art for these in... Again, it was only a 3-volume manga. I thought it was so much longer. They're gonna put me in the children eater! This makes perfect sense and is highly likely to happen in reality. I wish I could figure out what the, like, name of the maid is. But she has such a, like, such a good design, you guys. Look at her! Okay, I found a page of the manga. So good. I was reading all sorts of shit in my middle school's library. Oh, it's blurry. But she had this, like, tattered maid outfit and, like, her head was stitched together. It's, like, so, like, I made you a cookie but I eated it. It's beautiful. I made you a cookie but I eated it and also I'm super sexy. Miss Notch! Oh, you found it for me. Miss Notch Hollow Fields. She's literally giving, like, Gura's my favorite character, Meep, so intensely. She's giving crazy Meep. The Penguin of Doom. Like... Classic. What the hell is this request? You know what song I've had in my head recently? Speaking of really old stuff, I'm an angel with a shotgun, fighting till the war's through. And heaven won't take me back. Miss Notch, look at her big feet. I loved character designs that had big feet. Hallowfield's author. Okay, but what is 6'7" and why can't my kids seem to say anything else? She's old enough to have children that are Gen Alpha that say memes. You mean like Bleed Man? I guess like Bleed Man. That's a cute design, isn't it? I was like, this is unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. I also had a specific affinity for Amulet Diamond from Shigokara, who also has huge shoes. I gotta show you this. These shoes don't make any sense. Every picture on Google of Shigokara 2 is as like low quality as you could physically get. The whole series only exists in like 144p. Oh, here we go. Here's a perfect high quality image to use. Highly compressed JPEG highly compressed GIF turned into a JPEG on Google. Ah, it's Reddit. Like, why did... There's kind of no explanation for her big ass feet. There's no other outfit that she wears where she has like Sonic feet. I love it. She sort of looks like Astro Boy. Would you guys be like, why the fuck are your... Why her boot too big for she goddamn feet if I had big boots on? It was the style at the time. No, I think you're not understanding. None of the other characters have shoes like this. Like, they've got just like normal feet. It's just this outfit that has like weird, like rocket boots. It's just this outfit. Her hooves! I'm sorry, disrespecting her hooves. Let's see, amulet spade. Let's see. I don't think I question it. I would just assume it's part of the design. Well, yeah, it is part of the design. When you see it next to other characters that have very odd feet, it's like... Okay, again. An image for ants. That's nice. Like, she just has normal shoes on. She normally has normal shoes. She got big stompers on in this outfit. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. Amulet Diamond was always my favorite because she's an idol. And I'm an idol. It's crazy how that works, isn't it? I've really been like a one-trick pony. One note for my entire life. Actually trying to market test a new model idea. Yeah, I'm trying to like, you know, get through, like, you know, pick up some tidbits here and there. Just curious. Do market research. I'm doing a little bit market research because I had nobody to bounce the whole like, do you think my race queen uniform should say VTuber right on the front? That'd be kind of funny, right? Like nobody would, that wouldn't piss off anybody or make anybody think it's stupid or that I'm stupid. That seemed like a funny, like tongue-in-cheek, cutesy haha design, right? That's not gonna piss anybody off. And fortunately, in the past 4 years that it's been my uniform, I have found that to not be the case entirely. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny too! Isn't it kind of funny? It's like, well, just in case you forgot. Says right on the tin. It pisses people off. It was definitely a thing I saw questioned, particularly when I got like a bunch of visibility from Virtual Vacation. They'd be like, why does her chest say VTuber? Because it's funny! Because it's funny! You're missing the very important operator of racing underneath. Do you have a low poly model? I do have a low poly. Well, I do. I have an N64 model. It's not in the same style as Nio Speed's model, however. Eyes up here, buddy. You think you'd be able to figure out the VTuber part by all the context clues and stuff. I wonder, maybe I shouldn't talk about the thing. You know, the thing. I made some posts on Twitter yesterday. And then I deleted them. Should not. IMO. I feel like I just had to... I had more to say on the subject. It was a nothing burger. No. You're called, but you don't need to if you don't wanna. I guess it would be a little kayfabe breaky. You can make posts on stream. I'm fake posting right now. I'm sure there's people being like, I demand context. I'm putting on my context hat. I don't know. Can we get more info on the Asen breakup? We got a sleuth. There's probably more info in the replies. I guess I had more ideas on how to articulate myself prior. There's multiple threads. I only saw one. You guys are gonna have to do the legwork. I'm not looking live on stream. I'm not looking live on stream. What's the matter, big boyfriend? You might say something. Wait! That's like the perfect thing to say to get me all riled up. But I guess maybe in like a similar vein, a thing that's like difficult to separate but similar. Not an issue, just simply a topic. But something that everything I say just sort of sounds like a suffering from success sort of gripe. What's the next live con you're visiting? I can't say. I can't say before. I don't even think I even said I was going to ASIN before. I think I was just like, hey guys, ASIN's this weekend. Wouldn't it be fun if you guys went? So cool. And you guys later just write it another time instead of trying to find the words live. No, I found the words. I feel like it's easier to articulate myself actually. Yeah, let's... Yeah, you did it. Exactly. You said you were going to Bruno Mars concert, and that is true. We'll get back to that. I had an incredibly busy weekend. It was a very, very busy weekend. And I didn't post anything about the Bruno Mars concert because when there's like 60,000 people in a stadium, it kind of gets difficult to connect your phone to stuff. Hello, Isme Sedicles 2. I love Ashton Martin. Wait a second. Fixed spectacles. I think I just figured out. Some of you guys have different usernames on every single website, and you're all separate entities in my mind. But it can be a little weird trying to be real in real life. I guess my only thing is that about the topic that was discussed yesterday is that I sort of made it seem like there was somebody like airing dirty laundry about me. But that isn't the case. Partially because I'm boring and I phrased it wrong. I think I know, probably shouldn't talk about it. Anyway, something else that's kind of weird is... Am I disconnected? I have a bunch of stuff pop up. Hello? Okay, I'm live. What the heck? I screamed on black for a second too. Sorry. My GPU is like really quickly shitting the bed. The fake posting raise queen. I guess it can always be a little bit difficult when there's like a clash of 3D versus 2D, I guess. Ashton Martin is like, as I look right now, I'm Ashton the Martin, and this is just who I am, and this is exactly how I exist and wish to exist, you know? I prefer to like blur the line between 3D and 2D like as little as possible, and that's a different prerogative for other VTubers. You know, some people are willing to do meet and greets in real life, and some people like onigiri like stream in 3D in real life, and that's all good and fine. It's just like a standard I find to identify with myself is like I prefer the 2D instead of the 3D, and something that can happen, I think, unfortunately, because, you know, I encourage my fans to go out and live their lives and enjoy themselves, and I enjoy, and I'm very like outspoken about the things I enjoy on stream, and so it kind of makes sense why like that sort of will overlap at some point with the things that like my pit crew like also, because if I like it and then you check it out and you get into it, then we both like it, you know? And so when it's like put to the test in real spaces, it can be like awkward to navigate. Particularly the scenario of like do they know it's me? And even like, I'm pretty sure Holo Girls have talked about this before, like where they've been in elevators with fans that like are wearing merch and they just have to like sit there and sweat. Sit there and like their armpits start to get like, their palms start dripping on the floor and stuff. And it's like, do they know? And that's the worst question that like Schrodinger's nosy fan of like, do they know? And it seems that every time you're in a situation like that, Imagine the smell. Okay, that's enough. It seems like every time that you're in a situation like that as a creator, it's like you go like you run through the scenarios in your head and you're like, okay, they probably don't know who I am, so I'm just going to be silent and walk away. And then in that situation, like almost every time it ends up being that they do know who you are and they go like, they didn't want to talk to me. And then in the opposite situation is like, like they're sitting right next to me, like they probably know who I am. I guess I should just say something, you know, be a good creator. And then you say something and then they go like, what? And they didn't know. And so it's like never the opposite where it's like they know when you say something and it's like I thought so, but I didn't know. It's like never, it's always like a buttered side down situation. And it makes me so chicken. It makes me so chicken. Like, I guess I should expect it considering I'm wearing like a big bucket hat and big old sunglasses and a mask covering my face and and a skirt down to my ankles to cover my tail and yada yada, etc, etc. But I guess I don't know if this is funny or not. To end this topic of conversation, I have never... basically to end this topic of conversation, you guys are my very loving pit crew who already understand exactly what my perspective is and have chimed in already, and I'm sorry to be beating a dead horse. I just feel like it's easier to like articulate myself in words and, you know, less difficult to like make baseless assumptions. And if somebody were to like have a question, I could just answer it on the fly instead of like making another post about it, I guess. But anyway, back to the other topic I was talking about. I have met Captain Julie B, my cosplayer. Cosplays Ashton. I have met her, like, several times now. And I haven't said hello ever. So, and I've just stood there and been like, oh. Does she know? Oh. So that's if it makes you feel any better, I also don't talk to her. I guess maybe I'm saying met isn't proper. It's just I've been standing next to and been like, she's wearing Chilla ears. Maybe she just thinks I'm another Ashton cosplayer. She knows your picker better than you. At this point, yeah. At this point, yeah. Also, hello, Milliminty. Sorry, I coughed. But anyway. It sure is tough to be suffering from success, you guys. Everybody wants a piece of the Aston Martin pie. Everybody wants to go, I knew her in high school when she was a nerdy kid and had braces. And made it. That's how she ended up with her iconic big rodent tooth. And I guess there isn't necessarily an issue with that, you know? There isn't necessarily an issue with that. But it also feels like, you know, I want the Aston Martin you guys to see as counterintuitive as it is, considering everything about my abhorrent personality. I want the Aston Martin that you see to be the only Aston Martin, you know, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want you to see the squishy gross bits. I want to be a cute idol room. Okay. It's that's your boundary to say, I know. You guys actually talk some sense into me. Because I've been getting really nervous about attending stuff recently, admittedly. Because of that issue with the divide between, like, reality and digital. And I've been very, like, beating myself up, self-flagellating about it. And I think one of you guys made a really good point where it was like, I think it was what Burr said. I'm not able to like talk about it properly, I guess. I mean, we already saw the one organ you got removed. God. Most people are pretty self-aware and respectful of etiquette. Exactly. Of course, as the pit crew gets bigger and grows wider, surely there will be. It's weird that in the current day you have to ask for people to maintain cave vibe, like it's not a given. Some people are too spoiled with what they know. Psst. I don't even know what you're referring to. What was I saying just now? Anyway. I'm off topic. And... Oh, just the divide between 2D and 3D. And I'm happy that you guys sort of knocked some sense into me. Because... I can't not do stuff. I want to live my life as beautifully enriched as it possible. And some silly anxiety or fear isn't the right way to do it. And also, like, I guess it's like I have such a... Which is weird because I'm like breaking kayfabe right now to talk about this. I have like such a strong sense of kayfabe. I have like such a strong sense of like Ashton Martin that I was under the impression that like being told like, oh, Ashton, yeah, she was a real Idolmaster nerd. I knew of her back in the day because she was such a nerd and she had these big thick glasses and braces and had pimples that it would like ruin it all, you know? Wait, you were a nerd. Don't do the whole like we're a nerd. OMG, Ashton is a human being. I'm not. I'm a digital girl right here on your screen. Anyway. I know I said should I talk about it and you guys said don't talk about it and then I talked about it anyway. It's a difficult thing to... It's a difficult line to toe. And it's hard to grapple. And everybody does their own thing too. I think of the way that Mata does it is also interesting. I've been thinking about the way that Mata does it too recently as like a... Like I've said, I'll always be 2D. Shades Redeemed didn't fire. Ugh, it isn't connecting. Or like, it's interesting to me, this is like a general thing. There's so many things that like other creators do so effortlessly that I wring my hands about. I endlessly wring my hands over and hem and haw and think. This gooey squishy part. Well, Matar isn't a VTuber. Well, it doesn't say that on her uniform. Yeah, checkmate. The Thinkler. I don't know, it's weird because it's like I've talked so many times about going to anime conventions with you guys, like, oh, I like anime conventions, they're fun, I'm a super uber nerd and stuff. Remember while I've been having Mume as my Oshi, I support really strict kayfabe. I see. Seems like that's the preference of a lot of you guys. Although, I think a lot of people have different definitions of it. Like, even just this discussion right now is enough to, like, off-put a certain person. It's hard to gauge and stuff. Sorry for opening the dialogue. It's okay if you vent a bit. Not venting, I guess. Just sort of, like, ruminating out loud. Because idol scene and VTuber fan scene tend to really overlap and stuff. But anyway. It's a thing that you will just simply have to ignore if you hear an Ashton voice. If you become an Idolmaster super fan, okay? And if I ignore you, not I, of course, whoever that random person that might be sending you that is wearing like the big sunglasses and a big bucket hat and a face mask and has a bunch of yayoi stuff and and the super long skirt, but you see the tail swishing underneath, you're just gonna have to ignore it. I heard Ashton was a cute chiller race queen who only exists on streaming services and in concerts at cons. Well, that seems to be the case, considering I'm in Nightmare Underground with Lisa. You guys have really been mulling it over in my head. You guys really helped me out a lot with thinking about music choices for Nightmare Underground at Anime Expo. Gonna be honest, if you suck at Anime LA and play ribbon games, I wouldn't say a single word, but if you didn't, we'd know it and it'd make my con. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means, unfortunately. Anyway. Oh no, I went too deep. I just don't know what ribbon game means, is all. I think you should set whatever boundaries you wish. Some people I watch have IRL meet and greets, and some people I watch won't tell you what time zone they live in. The most important thing to me is that you're happy. Yeah. Oh, I wish that you could post that message that you posted in the Discord, Burr, because I feel like that hit it on the head, and so it's stuck in my head where it's like, I can't, like, limit myself entirely. No, turn 360 degrees and walk away. Pull out the hehe. Speaking of hehe, it's time to pivot until we get that message. Maybe I should just look for it. I saw Ashton in San Jose for Offkai a while back. I told her how cool it was to meet them in person, but I didn't want to be a douche and bother them or ask for photos or anything. She said, "Oh, like you're doing now?" I was taken aback, and all I could say was, "Huh?" But she kept cutting me off and going, huh, closing her hand shut in front of my face. I walked and continued with helping customers at this booth, and I heard her chuckle as she walked off. You're forgetting the most important part, which is that I made sure to be wearing my tinfoil hat to avoid any electrical interference. So you know that I'm unfettered. That was pure Ashton Martin action. Okay? I fucking love that comment pasta so much. I'm going to... There we go. Oh, here it is. That's pretty unreasonable. Because I think I was saying like, well, I guess it's my fault for talking about how much I like Idolmaster and how much I think it's fun to go to anime cons and you'll find your people, and IRL is like a different vibe than online. And then I guess it would be my own fault then if I were to like ruin the experience of my pit crew by imposing on them, you know. And so it would be like the upstanding thing to do would be as a creator to not go. And then first said, it's pretty unreasonable. You gotta stay inside and do nothing all the time in order for people to respect your privacy. And that kind of, I don't know, it was such a simple message. But it got in my head. It was like, wait, it sounds really dumb when you put it that way. It sounds really stupid when you put it that way. Stop making good points. But yeah, speaking of turn 360 degrees and walk away, hitting the chamona. You know who else does that? You know who else does that? Bruno Mars. So that was like the cherry. Actually, I think it would be more like an excessive amount of whipped cream and like 700 cherries on top of the cup of ice cream that I had for the weekend. Was the Bruno Mars concert, because I am both an extreme ultra uber weirdo and also a super normie woman, and I thought this was transition to you talking about Michael. Well, I'm getting to that. I saw Bruno Mars on Sunday at Soldier Field. Ooh, super big arena. It's like 63,000 capacity, sold out show. That's not Michael Jackson. I disagree. Agree to disagree because I was feeling the spirit of the man himself in that stadium. I hate that venue for concerts. I have never been there before. What makes the Bruno Mars thing stupid but the IMS thing not stupid? Because being a fan of like a uber niche Japanese only anime series makes me like epic and cool and worldly. And being a fan of like the most popular streamed musical artist on Spotify ever makes me like a annoying normie. That's all. Does Bruno Mars is gay? Yes! Well, I don't know if he does is gay, but he moves his jaw a lot like Freddie Mercury. I have so much to say about the concert. Basically, it fucking rocked. But also it was like super theatrical in a way that I didn't expect. And I tend to go to like smaller shows because I don't want to pay a lot of money. And a lot of my favorite artists are like kind of smaller creators. You know, like for example, like Hemlock Springs or something. I like Hemlock Springs and stuff. Or Pink Panthers too. When she was like a smaller artist, I saw Pink Panthers in concert in like a much smaller venue. But Bruno Mars is selling out a 63,000 person stadium 2 nights in a row. And it was insane. Love Hemlock Springs costumes. I do too. I was so interesting because I know that she's on a tour now, and each show has like its own theme, and there's like 4 different themes that each show applies to. So if you go to the show, you have to be dressed in a specific theme. It's kind of awesome. That's gonna be selling that many seats soon. Don't feed my delusions. I have such a terrible like maladaptive daydreaming. I was definitely like, wow, imagine being up on that stage. The production quality was just insane, you guys. He had fucking fireworks going off like for like 5 songs. On beat. Smoke. On beat. Fire. Like actual like psh, bursts of fire. On beat. It was like uber theatrical. And man, that little guy is fast on his feet. He's like, he could be like a superhero or something. He could be doing like stunts in a superhero movie. He's quick on his toes, I gotta say. Bruno Mars is like 5'5", and he can run laps around like every other dancer on stage. Did he play Locked Out of Heaven? He did play Locked Out of Heaven. He played stuff from his new album. He had a whole Silk Sonic section with Anderson .Paak in the middle, which is super duper cool. And it was like, there was a dance to every... It was just like so choreographed. And it wasn't at all what I expected. I mean, I guess I expected that to some degree, but like the entire thing was choreographed. In fact, there was even... But another thing is, going from like IMAS to Bruno Mars was super stark difference too, because they just like fucking gun it in American concerts. There was like 2 or 3 separate like MC parts, but they were sort of just asides, like, hey, this song is for my pretty ladies. He brought Anderson .Paak. I'd go just for that. He did it. It was awesome. And you were having a hong about going, I know, because I was like, when am I gonna be able to meet this many producers next, you know? Like, I want to like take the bull by the horns and like use this opportunity to hang out with as many P's as possible. And then I was like, F those old farts. They're not even down to hang. They probably don't even want to do anything. They all left on Sunday anyway, all my friends. They were like, shit, we gotta get out of here. Like around 4 p.m. Like, what? So, American MC would be like, what's up? Exactly. Actually, that's the thing that kind of pisses me off. It's just easy claps. It's easy claps and cheers. And I think Bruno Mars did it like a normal amount of times, but it's definitely like a detriment to openers. Like the opener's fallacy of saying it between every fucking song. Every song. What's up, Chicago? How we feel in Chicago? It's like, can we get on with it? Oh, and another thing. I didn't really know his opener, but I knew his most famous song, which was the last song he played in his set. And I have a pet peeve about people who are famous for one song. Or like or even just like people's most famous song. Or just like a super famous song that everybody loves to sing to. When they get to the part where like it's the part of the song. So if you guys know that song where it's like, she said, baby, what I got time, what's the rush? Da-na-na-na-na. I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. You guys know the song from TikTok? It became super popular. Oh yeah, take your time, what's the rush? Baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. They don't sing. I just need like at least one full line of the famous part of the song. Like the famous part of the song that everybody knows. Just say it like one full time. But the guy that was the opener, I don't know anything from TikTok. Yeah, if you don't use TikTok, you're not gonna know what that song is. But it's an okay song. It's passable. I didn't know any of his other stuff. And he's like a talented artist. He was playing guitar. And God, you guys, there's like nothing. I was sitting there like basking. There's like nothing like the feeling of listening to like a live electric guitar with like a warm breeze blowing on your face. I don't know what it is. It just feels like so epic in a way that's difficult to describe. But it pisses me off when people will have their famous song and they'll get to the part of the song that's uber famous and they won't sing it once. They let the crowd sing it every single time, and it's like, dude, it's your song. It's the only song that you're famous for, and probably the only song that's everyone's ever gonna know. You should sing the line like at least once. He was just having the whole audience sing the, and it probably that's electrifying, right? Like all these people know my fucking 63,000 people know my song and are singing it to me. I understand that's electric, but it's like sing it like once. Sing it like one time. I'm here to hear you, not these random people. I think luckily Bruno Mars did do that rule of thumb where like there was a bunch of songs at the very end. He like loaded the end of the concert with like the classics hits. So like the really old sad stuff. He didn't do the Bang Bang Gorilla. It did work when Billy Joel let the crowd sing the chorus of Piano Man. But I think that's like epic. That was epic when Billy Joel did it, and now it's like, wow, whatever. It's also to preserve his voice. Probably. I get that. But I think just like once, you know, just say the line that everybody wants to hear. And Bruno would do it once and then let the stadium take the reins for the rest of it. And that's perfectly acceptable to me. But yeah, it was a super duper 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 awesome show. And actually a scary thing was, it was at Soldier Field and I was in like one of the nosebleed areas. But people were standing up and jumping. And I'm pretty sure the stadium is rated for that sort of loading, okay? Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to get built. But it is like a scary as fuck feeling it like going boing, 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 boing in time to the beat of the song, the shaking. It wasn't even like shaking. It was like actual like bouncing, boing, 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 boing. And knowing that it was like the highest part of the stadium, like an overhang over a bunch of people, it was like, it was kind of scary. But yeah, it was a super good show. He played my favorite Bruno Mars song, and this is an embarrassing thing to admit, but my favorite Bruno Mars song is Treasure. Treasure, that is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. You make my wish come true, and you let me treasure you. Soldier Field is one of the oldest NFL stadiums. They've seen much crazier crowds than a Bruno Mars crowd, I can assure you. I mean, I had that thought, but then I was also thinking, like, that's true, but... That's cheesy, but I get it. All his songs are cheesy. All his songs are super cheesy. Concerts have kind of declined audience participation. You don't see miscellaneous unks shooting poison on stage anymore, stuff like that. No, okay, you're not going to enough K-pop concerts, first of all. And then he was doing some K-pop shit in this concert where he had like a front row cam for like the song called like Angel Baby. I'll admit I haven't heard. I think it's from the newest album that I don't love. And he had like a bunch of girls on the screen that were like Angel Baby. He'd like walk over with the whole band and be like pointing at them like, "You're my angel baby, you look so good tonight, girl." And it was like but while that's true that Soldier Field has definitely seen like higher waves, there's something about the oscillating motion that can of specifically a concert and jumping in time to a concert that causes more load on the structure. This is boring, you guys don't care. Just like that is a detriment, okay? You don't want to do any of that sort of stuff. That's why, like, specifically, it's bad in like old venues when you jump up, the whole crowd jumps up and down in time. Resonance, exactly. Instead of just like a bunch of big fat old dudes that love sport ball going like, "Wah!" and like tackling each other and stuff. I literally watched a video of defunct NFL stadiums a few hours ago. No, this is not boring to me. I love when you talk physics to the chillas. What do you guys want to know about pretension concrete structures? Yeah, what the fuck you guys know about parking garages? Ugh. What's the best girder? W. Not much. But that's part of why they like shake too. Because of the structure that they are. Precast concrete structure. Girder, I hardly know her. No, gird your loins. Get ready. Did you guys want to know anything else about Bruno? It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. The fireworks was awesome. And the weather was amazing. And it was just like so theatrical. I think that I took a video of the fireworks to show you guys if you're curious. What's your favorite flavor of rebar? The ones in Mexico that stick out of the columns of the house. What was the last song? Actually, what was the last song? I had some great time after waffling on it earlier. I'm happy too. I'm happy I went. What do they taste like? Like a penny. Oh, she had an answer. Let's get a nice rusty flavor. Yeah, because they're out in the weather. Let's see. Bruno Mars set list. I will say the only thing that was like slightly off-putting, but I understand it, was the MCs, like I mentioned. They were very like... The words were like super scripted. The vibe was super scripted because he'd be like, "Hey Andy, what do you feel about those cutie pie angel babies out there, huh?" And then Anderson .Paak would be like, da 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 da. Bruno Mars would be like, "Yeah, that's what I'm," you know, like it was just like super scripted, and it was like, it's kind of weird, like seeing a person do this in real life. I think, yeah, that's all that I wrote. I did really notice, yeah, even the voice lines were choreographed. Marketing department rep, yeah. I just noticed that, like, the way that he sings. The way that he sings. Having to do that bit over and over. I did think of that too, where I was like, this is the second night in a row he's done it, and he's gonna have to do it like 70 more times. For was an animatronic. It kind of felt like that. Oh my god, but the stage was insane though. And also, it was like, okay, please excuse my ignorance. Please excuse my ignorance for what I'm about to say, okay? It was like low-key, it was like hella Catholic. Low-key more Mexican than I anticipated, which I know is a controversial thing to say because he's like half Filipino, half Puerto Rican. But he's like definitely quartering the Mexican market right now. Like the vibe of the newest album is like uber Mexican. And he went from like groovy disco with Silk Sonic to like this. It's just interesting. He's kind of covering a lot of bases. He's covering a lot of bases. Mexican is back, baby. Yeah, trumpets in every song. It actually was awesome. It was awesome, but I was like, again, not in a judgmental way, more in like a I'm sensing a theme here. Or like just like your favorite rebar. Bad Bunny influence. Really? You think it's because of Bad Bunny? That might make sense. But yeah, it was super good. But yeah, it's cool, but just like watching the master at work. He's a really good pianist, he's a really good guitarist. I love live instrument playing. It's so sick. Listening to like people shred on the guitar, making the guitar cry. I was like, oh, so fucking cool. And he moves his jaw in a funny way. Like I said earlier, when he's singing, he'll like tense up his jaw. I almost heard another word instead of pianist. Again, you guys are so bad. Head in the gutter. But it was lots of fun, and I really enjoyed it so much. And I'm gonna send a video to show you guys. Okay, that's just a song. Okay, that one has fireworks. I'm not sure what the last one was. It's a little blur. If you look up setlist.fm. Here we go. What songs did he do with Anderson .Paak? He did the Silk Sonic song. So there's like different parts of the concert. So I'll just look it up. Setlist, Bruno Mars, and then so the first song he did was Risk It All, which is a new song. So he did 3 new songs. And so Risk It All is like no. It's like super you'll know what I mean when I say it's Mexican. And Cha Cha Cha, which is like come on and cha 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 with me. And then On My Soul, 24 Karat Magic, then Treasure at the start of the show. I was like, whoa, Treasure. Then a new song, God Was Showing Off. And then I Just Might, which is I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. And then Perm, Why You Wanna Fight, Oh Girl / I Miss You / You Are Everything / I Want to Be Your Man. There was like a these are like newer songs. Oh, then That's What I Like, you know. That's what I like. That's what I like. Saved by the fire at night. Silk sheets and diamonds. Oh, I'm lucky for you. That's what I like. That's what I like. I love that song. Something Serious. Oh, and then for Silk Sonic with Anderson .Paak, they did Blast Off. Then the Silk Sonic intro with Bootsy Collins. And then 777, which is a really good song about blowing your money at the casino. And then you really like songs that could go in a Spam 10 MV. Okay, maybe I do. Maybe I was maladaptive daydreaming the entire show about AMVs with my yaoi ships. So, is that a crime? Fly As Me, Smoking Out the Window, and Leave the Door Open were all the Silk Sonic songs. And then it went into like the hits part of the night. So then it was Marry You, which is I Think I Wanna Marry You. And then Die With a Smile, which is his Lady Gaga song. And then there was another medley of It Will Rain, Talking to the Moon, and When I Was Your Man, which are the best like breakup songs ever. When I was your man, oh it hurts, and I'll be the first to say that I was handle Die With A Smile? So by this point in the show, they were doing like really abridged versions of the song. So I think they did like just the Bruno Mars part of the song. And then It Will Rain, Talking to the Moon, When I Was Your Man were like boom, 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 back-to-back medley. Then Versace on the Floor, which was only like an instrumental version, which pissed me off so bad. It was just the band doing Versace on the Floor. Locked Out of Heaven. Just the Way You Are. Oh, and the last song was Uptown Funk. That's why I didn't remember it, because Uptown Funk is like, okay. But yeah, the whole... And like... I would say that the average age of the people that were at the show was like relatively low. There was like a lot of teenagers, some older women for sure, couples, because it's like the romantic tour. It's like the whole theme of the show was like love, the good and the bad, you know, all his love songs. But like I would say that the average age was really low, and yet everybody was singing along to like Locked Out of Heaven and Just the Way You Are and Marry You. People, the entire stadium was singing along, which I was like kind of surprised because those are the oldest songs and also not my favorite. It was so funny, like the stark difference between his newest album, his Silk Sonic album, and also his old stuff. It's like really distinct different eras. They sound all like completely different songs and stuff. I thought it would be Millennial Central. Me too. I thought it would be Millennial Central too, but it was like full of kids. But I guess, you know, his music is rather like family. Well, I guess I wouldn't go that far actually. Here, let me get the... I'm such a sucker for like... This is a thing... I of course take notes at every show that I go to now. I took notes at the Miki show at ASEN for like the good stuff that they did for their VTuber show essentially, and then I also take notes in this show. And I understand that the production here is like $1 billion night sort of deal, but still think it's something to take a page out of their notebook for. So let's do window capture. Come on and cha-cha-cha with me. Cha-cha-cha with me tonight. I'll make a full screen. Whoa. There we go. Whoa, my neck. Did you compare the virtual stage with the IRL stage for the Miki show, by the way? I did, and they were showing the virtual stage version on the side panels anyway. Kind of similar to other VTuber shows I've noticed, where they have like this virtual camera that makes it seem like there's a dynamic stage camera and stuff, which is super cool. I was gonna see if there's a setlist playlist on Spotify, but it's bugging like crazy. Oh, I guarantee there's a Spotify playlist. Here's the clip that I took of... I don't remember what song this is. Oh, it's 777. This is the one about being at the casino. Awesome view. I know. Front row. On the upper balcony. The most upmost balcony. Just wait, just wait, just wait. Every time they went 7, 7, 7, let's go! If they burst off fireworks, it was awesome! It was so cool. Super duper cool. And the very start of the show, the huge, gigantic, huge LED panels that the show consists of. God, did I take a video of it? I'm not sure I got a video of it. I think maybe I was too slow to it. Here, I'll post this. Oh, no. I don't think I got a good video of it. But basically, they had these gigantic LED panels up at the very start of the show. I was never gonna find pictures of it online. And it was like a cathedral, and it was so brightly lit and gorgeous. It was crazy looking. It looked like the inside of a cathedral. His ticket prices are so high. Yeah, especially secondhand. I got this ticket, like, I waited in the Ticketmaster line for it and got, like, the pre-show for it. So I got it perfectly at Ticketmaster price, which was still kind of expensive, but it was still really, really good. Bruno Mars, Romantic Tour, Risk It All. So the whole first song, Risk It All, I think, was in the cathedral look. I can't find any pictures online of it. Pooh! This song was almost certainly part of paying off his gambling debts. Well, I think the funniest tidbit about the whole gambling debt, like, Bruno Mars has like $50 million of gambling debt that he needs to pay off, is that every single show apparently made over $1 million. So, like, yeah, it sounds like a fuck ton of gambling debt, but if he makes $1 million a show, that's only 50 shows. That's like a short ass residency. Abbreviating Ticketmaster to TMAS. So wait, you might be a genius. Okay, I did take a video of it. Okay, perfect. I'll show you guys the next video. This is what I was talking about with the cathedral. It was like, whoa. I thought that was what the whole show was gonna look like. So the fact that it didn't. Oh yeah, here's this too. This was before the show started, just like me taking a video of the stadium. Oh, doing the wave. Oh wow. Can you guys tell that people are doing the wave? It went around once and I was like, woo! And we did the wave, and then it went around again, like, whoa! And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it the third time. And then it came down the third time, and I was like, whoa! And then by the fourth time, I was like, ah! Stop the wave! And it stopped around like a fifth time. Didn't Ticketmaster just lose a huge lawsuit about being a monopoly? They did, so I'm gonna get like, crazy stacks from the payout. Yes, I did buy stuff on Ticketmaster in the past 10 years. I bought hundreds of dollars worth of tickets, so I want my free money now. Here, this is opening. Oh, I muted it. Oh, I muted it. And call you mine. I'm trying to be your man till the end of time. Like, it's the LED in the back making it look like a cathedral is so pretty. Ah, the trumpets. So cool. I didn't even notice until rewatching this video, but I thought there was LED screens through the whole stage. It's just those like bulbs going vertical, but I was tricked. I was like, what? This is like the craziest stage ever. It was so cool looking. I'm gonna rewatch it. And call you mine. He may be a hobbit, but goddamn Bruno has pipes. I would say that possibly might be why he has the pipes that he has. Anything you ask me to. And he just got better as the show went on too. But yeah, like I said, you can't really tell in this video, but he sort of wiggles his jaw in this funny way to like hit notes, which is funny because that's sort of what I do. And I think it's sort of like a Freddie Mercury thing. I don't know if it's like proper technique or whatever, but it was like, whoa, where did I do that? I feel like I really get the opportunity to watch like such powerful singers live and like study their mannerisms. Like a cocaine way. No, I don't think it was like in a rolling on cocaine sort of way. Ariana Grande does it too. It's technique. Yes, it's like placing your face in a different place. It just like helps. It stretches your vocal cords in a way and stuff. It's singing tech. It's singing tech. Thank you for vouching, Pingu. That's right. She also does it in that sort of way. No, I know that's sort of like a that sort of thing is like a. I just went skiing. Sort of thing. Sorry, it's hot. I got hot in my room. But yeah. That was my weekend, and then when I got home, it was uber late, and I passed out right away. Immediately, I passed out. Oh yes, MVGM is still off. Thank you. Thank you. Had an incredibly busy weekend. Stressful, busy, exciting, happy, fun weekend. Na, 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 na. Evening naps make you conky though. A little. I didn't have a nap today, so I'm actually, because I fell asleep right away. I had like a full night's rest. I had a full night's rest, and then I worked at the racetrack, catching up, getting back up to speed on my skates, and then I had some meetings, some personal meetings, personal affect, etc., between getting off the racetrack and then my stream, and now we're here. And I had the idea to like just yap today and do like the doles and stuff. So many idol meetings this past weekend, in many ways. See, I did nothing at all. I effed up my back on Friday at ASN. On Sunday, I got a cold. Dang, that sucks. Well, I hope it's a cold and not like a con-crud, con-COVID sort of situation. I was so cooked at 4 AM Sunday morning, the Uber driver had to shake me awake. Wait, Uber driver? Where were you guys? Where were you going? Not COVID, I tested myself. That's good. That's good to know it wasn't like a super spreader event. Hopefully it's not hantavirus. I hope none of you guys were playing in all the rat poo, which I'm sure is plentiful in Rosemont. I didn't eat nor sleep at ASN. I woke up extra good today. Sort of like a keto weekend. Keto fasting weekend. Actually worked out in your favor. But, well, there's a minor amount of rat droppings. You silly chillos. I Ubered home because otherwise I would have slept at the train station. Oh my god, you commuted to ASN. That's crazy. That's crazy. Who in their right mind? Ugh. That's such a pain. Ugh. I feel like even... I feel like if I were to commute to a convention, I just like, wouldn't be able to get into the vibe. You know? I commuted too and it wasn't that bad. What? Oh my god. So, man, you guys are like real Midwest chillers. For real. You have to be careful with you because of the hantavirus? No. Not with me. Why would you say something like that? Even though it's a 2-hour commute, you just have to wake up early? What? That is insane. What is wrong with you, Pit Crew? Anything for a fun weekend, huh? I used to commute for Anime Expo and it was the best thing ever. Really? I feel like I wouldn't be able to get into like the mindset of like my DramaCon weekend or something like that. I don't know. If it was a proper city, we could have walked to Rosemont. That's what I've been saying. Or just anywhere within Rosemont actually would be good. We can start small. Just make it walkable like by a block. At least. Little Linus 24/7 is just those late trends like run every hour. I see. Dang, so it's not like a Tokyo situation where you gotta get out of there. I'm not... It's not even like a... Is there even public transportation to leave? It's like, I just can't conceptualize like doing so much commuting just for the con and stuff. I think I'd feel very stuck. You know? Stay to the next station over, much cheaper. I would feel very stuck. Man, lots of pit crew turned out for Anime Central. You guys are all gonna turn out for Moshi Expo too then, right? Moshi Expo in Missouri, St. Louis. It's not quite the mecca of Chicago, but also Rosemont isn't quite the mecca that Chicago is for Midwest. One night I got to the station at 2 a.m. and woke up at 4 a.m. on a bench at the platform. That's so fucking worrying. I can't condone this at all. This is so worrying. They got an aquarium and everything. Yeah. So, first stop Asen, next stop Moshi Expo. I had to peep the train station's great from pics. I feel like I've probably been to this train station. It's also beautiful that a Midwestern convention is being hosted in a train station because like that's the most Midwestern, historically Midwestern thing you could have. I love to think about how powerful railway travel of goods and people was in the past century. Century? Is that 100 years or 1,000 years? Any reason to go? Nah, I don't know. I don't know. Who's to say? 1,000 is a millennium. Yes. Alright, chill out, Upton Sinclair. I just think it's cool. And then Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. They also have a cool big train station. And oh! Doesn't St. Louis have? Oh God, what is it? St. Louis Kids Museum. There's that like crazy kids. Yeah, the City Museum. It's not technically just for kids. The City Museum is a museum that's in St. Louis. That is terrifying and scary and crazy. And it was like an abandoned warehouse that has places to crawl and to climb and to shimmy and slide and imagining the Amtrak full of Chicago chills derails slightly and everyone is late. No, you can't. You will have to take separate Amtraks in case they derail so you don't all die and I don't lose you all at once. It's like how the president and everyone involved in the American government can't all be on the same plane in case it gets shot down. We need some trickle over. A museum full of places to lose the kids forever. Literally, it's like full of nooks and crannies to squeeze into and get lost in forever. I remember going to the City Museum as a kid and having nightmares about it afterwards because it's just like full of so much shit to do. I remember very vividly too, there's like this bike you can ride, but it's all like edutainment stuff, you know? There's like a bike you can ride across this open area, but it's like heavily weighted at the bottom. So even though it's like on a wire and you can be like worried about like falling from side to side just due to the physics, you'd never fall off of it because you'd never be able to like flip the bike over. But that's terrifying when you're a kid. You don't know how gravity works. Equals MC squared, my ass. The Exploratorium in San Francisco when I was a kid. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But basically, if you guys go, it's not just a kids thing. You guys should embrace your inner child and check out the City Museum if you go to Moshi Expo in St. Louis. What's the feasibility of bringing Masha Martin Sandy on the Amtrak, though? I feel like bringing Masha Martin Sandy on the Amtrak is miles easier than bringing it on a plane. You don't even have to like fold it down. You could just like hold it in front of you. Yeah, probably easier. That's easier than even like taking it in a car, I'd say. I think that might be the easiest way to transport a standee ever. There's also the Kids Museum at Navy Pier. No idea what that's like. Well, that one's like a legitimate like kids museum where it's like, oh, that scared me. Oh my gosh. City Museum is the crown jewel of St. Louis. Love that place. I want to go again. No, some kids museums are definitely like, this shit is for kids. Like it has a water fixture with like boats and stuff. Like, okay, this is for an actual baby. I'm not meant to be playing with this, but the City Museum is definitely an all ages experience. But maybe bring knee pads. That was a pretty cute reaction. I'm not used to getting fucked with today. I couldn't figure out how to turn my sunglasses on. So it's been a very solitary, quiet stream thus far. I'd risk it all. The arch is cool. Ugh, I don't like the arch. It's scary. But on the opposite end of the Anime Central breakups, there was also Anime Central proposals, which is always so fun. It's a lost art, in my opinion. It's a lost art. Jotaro proposing to a Kakyoin. Also, Ro, thank you for reminding me that I haven't noticed any of these resubscribes this entire fucking stream, and I'm really sorry. Thank you for resubscribing for 2 years! Oh, this is your Piku anniversary, your sponsor-versary. Thank you for resubscribing and saying a sponsor at 2 years. At T2. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied today. And Chewy Rock an hour ago resubscribed with Prime. Thank you. And also Melvin resubscribed with Prime at 2-3 for 11 months. Ah! It's almost your sponsor-versary too. And Sultan Sect just realized you will be at Dokumi in Germany. Thank you for resubscribing and saying a sponsor to Prime who I missed up 2 hours ago. But yes, I will be at Dokumi. Hopefully they come by and I can thank them for that, because I'm assuming if they're a European, they're probably not here anymore. And Jingle too! Oh my god, 2 years! Thank you for subscribing and saying a sponsor with your Prime, the big 2-4. And Calabon on YouTube, thank you for remembering on YouTube for half a year. That's an important milestone. Sorry I've been MIA for so long. I've been getting used to my new life in Japan. I missed you! Wow! That's so cool. New life in Japan. You probably ate so many Family Cheekies. And earlier I got 100 bits from Slushy888. Thank you. And also Deaf Mute Laughing. Thank you for resubscribing and saying a sponsor for 11 months. Almost 1 whole lap. So close. It's crazy how many anniversary there's coming up. Did I hear my name? Oh, it's Sultan Sect! There you are. I assumed you would be asleep because you were talking about Dokumi. And I know it's like... It's evil hours in Europe. But yes, I will be at Dokumi and thank you for resubscribing. And Outrun the Wind, thank you for remembering on YouTube for 5 months. We're almost at a milestone there also. And then David Portnow, thank you for resubscribing and saying a sponsor for 13 months. Just over the hump. This is like really nerdy also, but it's so curious to know the milestones that other people kind of frame me. Yeah, because I had to like pull in and out my activity feed to see what people wrote. I know it's very ugly looking. But anyway, yeah, almost 6 in the morning. Go down to sleep, you're on demon hours. What the fuck? Actually, you know what my favorite new thing to say is now? Like blank 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 sahur. It's like larp 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 sahur. It's the funniest it's the funniest dig ever. What's the type of anime drawing style that you use in your model? I would say that this is a heisei retro art style. Heisei? Is that correct? Okay, that's funny. Yes, I'm stealing that. Chud 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 sahur. Or saying T3. You have been saying that more recently. I'm just saying hip with the kids, okay? I know that makes me seem like a boomer. Heisei started in like 1989, I think. I feel like this counts then. Triple T, you mean? Ugh! This is like, you know, the transformation of... You guys know how Japanese otaku laugh on social media? They go like wada 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 wada. They just write the word wada, which is laugh. So it's like laugh, 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 laugh. And then they started going www, just like to shorten it. And then because when there's a lot of W's together, it looks like grass, they say kusa. Kusa. It went from like tung 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 sahur to T3 to triple T. Ugh. And now they just do a bunch of kusas too. If it's like super funny. Boomers do not say that, nor do we listen to Frank Sinatra. You're a boomer, Redacted? How old are you? I think the last oldest person that I surveyed was 52. We may have a new record. Born in 1963? So that's... 60... Wow! 63! Wait a second. That's weird. Born in 1963 and 63. That's a new record. Did I do the math right? Don't say that. Oh, I meant weird like... I meant weird like the birth year is the same as the age. 63 in August. Okay. You're still a sprightly 62. My bad, my bad. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like, isn't it crazy to be... What's that birthday called? You know, like, your golden birthday is the birthday that's like the day of the month. Enheim is the goat. His fit was insane at Asen. What were you wearing? Actually, you don't need to respond. I know what you're wearing. What were you wearing, though? Making all the other picker jelly? Also, Bruno! Thank you for subscribing to take a sponsor for a whole year! Our sponsor-versary! Here's some more Mega Nate redeems and Racetrack. Yeah, Racetrack has been making a resurgence. That's just the power of Dublock. He was dual-wielding signed checkies. I see. Ashton, literally the biggest stalker. Well, I have like a network of stalkers also. In many, many places. Even if they weren't sending me pictures. Sorry. Ah, there's Vera making a cat face. Surely she was not involved in any of this. No, no. Yeah, many people saw an Ashton happy in the wild. Happy for you. And then, well, then I had to elaborate. Are you at Asen or was it in the wild in the wild? And then they said Asen. The happy at the IMS concert. I was happy for you because it means your pit crew has good taste. Why, thank you, random messenger. Who else? I see folks ripping your happies, says Manly Badass Hero. Oh wait, is Memorial Day next week? I think I just remembered. Let's see, who else sent me pictures? Did anyone see my cool Eda bag with the signed Ashton Martin button badge? No. No. Oh yes, this one. I creep on pit crew for you. I've seen 3 already. One is at a sussy booth. Now, which one of yous was that? Mama Martin says goodnight to me and also say hi to your pit crew for me. I told them. LOL. Which one of you was at a sussy booth? Wearing an Uma Musume fit. Yeah, lots of... I've got a whole network. I'm well connected with people who send me pictures. With people who send me pictures of the pit crew. All incredibly flattering creep shots. As flattering as they could possibly be when you're butt booty naked, like a naked Like naked mole rats. The R18 booths that ASIN are mixed in, so you have to approach most of them to know what they are. Ah, I see. It was just getting a lay of the lands. Actually, speaking of the R18 booths, I've got another fucking rant, okay? Also, Wilhelm Screamer, thank you for remembering on YouTube what to say. For 8 months! Ashton, the rodent roller spy master. Yeah, I'm surprised you guys don't hear the rolling noises when I move past. I'm not like an electric car. I don't just have like an angelic hum. OMG Fansley rant? Is this the Offkai rant? Wait, what? Offkai rant? Fansley rant? We taught her about pit crew orgies? Wait, now I'm confused what I was gonna rant about. Oh, the R18 thing? No, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff on Twitter. The stuff about orgies at conventions is crazy. I've already talked about this before, but like that boggles my mind. For the longest time too, I thought the orgy that happened at Offkai that everybody was spying on was like a separate entity. But now people are saying that it was the Femboy Pippa orgy. We told her about the pit crew orgies. Stop! Please, no. Please at least just participate in some sort of like other vague like VTuber orgy if you're going to. Can it please just not be themed after me, please? They're just always inside jokes. I don't know at this point. I'm not sure that's true. Do you guys check Craigslist around the right times? But anyway, well, I guess that's gonna move to FazeCon. Brother, this is a secret. No, stop! Please participate in more wholesome orgies. That's just what an Offkai is. Coming up with a new name. Oh, the thing I was gonna rant about is I wish that I had an interest in the men of MiHoYo games, of gacha games, but specifically MiHoYo games. Like the Genshin guys, the Honkai guys, the ZZZ guys. Because there were so many booths where the art was of the most beautiful anime men. And it was like, it's gorgeous. But these men are like strippers to me. And I don't respect them. They're like birthday strippers, like 2B, where it's like, yeah, I'll give you a good look over, but I can't take you home. And all these Genshin fans have it so fucking easy. They just get so much art handed to them of their whore men. But I always have to make it hard on myself. I have to be like, you know, I think the paper guy that Rubber Ross voices in the Gameoverse pilot's kind of hot. Wait a second, I like that cunty paper guy. So much MiHoYo at Artist Alleys, it never stops. Dude, he's kind of epic, the paper guy. I've only seen clips of it. I don't like drawing dudes, but I draw whoremen for my Oshi. Well, I don't want you to draw. You don't need to draw more whoremen. They get drawn plenty. Like, I don't know who the fuck Don Hang or Kava Al Haytham really are in the grand scheme. It's crazy. They're making Genshin characters that ain't never been made before. You guys know what I mean by this. Every single day they'll post a new character and it's like I have no idea who the fuck that is. I didn't see you in a leak from 5 years ago, so I have no idea who you are. I mean, whoremen that you like, dingus. Well, they wouldn't be whoremen if I liked them. Leak, you know, like Ayaka. Ayaka was like the first character ever made for Genshin, and it took like 4 years for them to release them. I got no clue what's going on now. What do you think of Flynn's? Who the fuck is Flynn's? Who the fuck is Flynn's? Who are these men? Flynn's Genshin. Is this literally not just the Twisted Wonderland guy? This is the Twisted Wonderland guy that Namimi likes. Doesn't know about Adventuring X Dr. Ratio. Okay, I do know about Adventuring X Dr. Ratio because I was talking about it during, like, years ago when I did a sponsored Honkai stream. I was like, the only thing I've seen is Yaoi of this two. Sunday Penacony? Sunday Penacony. That's really his last name? Penacony? Oh, I like this guy. Wait, isn't this guy like into his sister? That's fucked up. It's kind of awesome. You gonna say something about Lowen? Who the fuck is Lowen? Hello? Lowen Genshin. I've never seen this character. He kind of reminds me of, like, he's like a younger version of that boy from the BL game. Sunday Penacony sounds like a horse. Uma Musume ass name. Oh my god, we had a brain connection between Twitch and YouTube chat. Making up twinks that never been twunk before. Like, hello? Who are these people? Even the girls. It's like, it's so crazy to look back at... to look back at, like, the original Genshin designs and see, like, how much more insanely detailed. It's like design death grip with the Genshin. I'm gonna look at the official Genshin account right now. I love saying they're doing blank that they've never done before because it's such a stupid meme, but it also makes perfect sense, you know? They're making Genshin boys that never been made before. Like, well, yeah, that's how it works. You know what I mean? I feel like the aesthetic is unfocused now. Let's see. Venti's the only one whose name I recognize, but I don't know what they look like. He might as well be a girl. I also just found out that Venti is based off of like a girl from Honkai too. They're making Genshin boys who have been made before and it sucks. Wait, can you give me an example? Like, who the fuck is Nicole? Who is this little girl? With like a demon horn? Is that... Because, like, I feel like there used to be a uniting factor in design between characters in a specific area, and now it's like, I have no idea. This is, like, just a like, a Genshin character. Or, like, Prune? Is that the little girl's name? Prune? Even, like, this looks like it's from the wrong game. This is literally a Princess Connect character. Zebai! Who is Zebai? Who is Zebai? The content machine will churn until morale improves. Was there a Malord at the Pit Crew meetup? Maybe a Pit Crew member can verify this. I didn't bear witness to any degeneracy of that sort, but I would not be surprised in the slightest. An angel's duties, Nicole. Okay, so she's an angel. That's why she looks like she's not meant to be part of the... That's gotta be it. What was I just looking at? Who is Lauma? Who is this Reddit black and red cat girl 4-star? She's super cute. But again, it's like, that's a ZZZ character. That's literally a ZZZ character. These designs are too crazy. Okay, here's Lowen again. This is just like Twink Dottore. I want them to just answer the stupid Arcana, not the Arcana, the Tsaritsa stuff. I just want them to get done with the Tsaritsa stuff. I literally have only cared about the Tsaritsa stuff at all. None of the other stuff. Linnea. ZZZ had really urban designs that fit into specific modern culture themes, and now they might as well be Honkai characters. IDK, what is with Hoyo doing this? Sticking to a strong design language early on, then just ignore them later on. It's annoying instead. Yeah, it seems like they just all sort of blend together. And I feel like there's like sometimes a reason for it, where it's like they're obsessed with Honkai Impact, and so they'll put all the Honkai girls in the other games, and so like that's why sometimes the character like designs and aesthetics overlap, but like there's kind of no excuse for anything else, any other... I mean, unless there's like some overall... That actually would be kind of a funny excuse where it's like the designs all start to like neutralize into the same aesthetic and design preferences, because they're actually all like... The worlds are all going to converge, and it's going to fucking eviscerate every single reality in like some sort of reverse Big Bang black hole cataclysm, only to be reborn into the ultimate gacha game. Also, DJ Grandson, thank you for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome back. Have a good night, Pit Crew. Oh, good night. Thank you, thank you. I saw a few Jane Does. Jane Doe is cool. That's kind of why I love how Uma Musume has a costume designer on staff. I won't lie though, there are some Uma Musume outfits that I do prefer the like original versions of. Like oh, not something Amazon? Hishi Amazon? Is that it? Hishi Amazon. Yeah, Hishi Amazon used to have this like big baggy shirt. And I know that's not conducive to running, but I love her old... Actually, you guys want some like real ass old Uma lore? They covered Hishi Amazon up. Boo! I liked her big baggy shirt. Some real old Uma lore that's legitimately forgotten to time because the game that it's from doesn't exist anymore. It's the old Uma Musume game, and she's been wiped from the face of this earth. But Agnes Digital, you know, the Yuri horse, the Yuri obsessed horse, the gay Yuri horse. She used to be a Fujo. She was Fujo representation. She used to be a Fujo. Digiton used to be a Fujo. It's true. That has all been wiped off of the English-speaking internet entirely. Back when it was just like a mobile game, a soshage. Used to be. It's true. It's true. She doesn't have any Fujo lines anymore because Uma Musume's sort of gone the like Love Live route of like, there's no men. Sure, men exist in the stands and there's like male trainers, but like otherwise, you can very easily play Uma Musume and just forget there's dudes at all. Is it gay Yuri horse? Well, now I'm interested in. Yes, well... Really, you're only just now finding out that there's a gay Yuri horse? There's a one confirmed gay Yuri horse, and then like a myriad of others. I feel like actually every horse could... if you extrapolate just slightly, you could very easily justify calling them all gay Yuri horses. They Yuri watch the Fujo! And then everybody wonders why I take a stand as the only Fujo tuber. To not bend my morals. They stole away the Rudolph Ogre Yuri? From what? The anime? Was that in the anime? I don't remember that from the game. Ugh. Do they have any, like, actual real interaction as horses? I feel like Ogre Cap and Tamamo Cross have, like, more basis just because they have, like, a real-life interaction. I like it because a lot of the horses have like toxic competitive relationships with one another. It's awesome. But it's filled with toxic Yuri. It's actually epic. In case you didn't know. But yeah, a lot of those old like Agnes Digital Fujoshi voice lines where she would literally be like ogling men and being like, do you think that guy is the pitcher or the catcher? The seimei or the uke? Very good to know. And then start like drooling and stuff. It's gone. They've eradicated her. But she'll always be the Digiton in my heart. Well, really the Digiton in my heart just likes everything. She likes both. The world you grew up in no longer exists. I think the scariest part is that like it's literally not archived anywhere on the English-speaking internet to my knowledge. The new Uma Musume game has like fully overwritten any understanding of the old game. Actually, Agnes Digital had like a different design previously too. A lot of the designs were different. And I liked her old design with her glove. Ugh. It's just making such a creepy face. I love Agnes Digital so much. Oh man. No Yuri mention. Like the SSR Creek is her old design? I do like the old designs. Beta Orfevre was drip beyond belief. Let me look this up. Orfevre Musume. Like, I kind of understand why they changed that sort of thing though, because, well, I think this is the exact same outfit. It's just the splash art is different. But yeah, it is a little bit unfair. I do love these like mixed multimedia, multi-artist projects, but then they end up with like a sort of stratified class system of horses where it goes from like uber baller super sexy epic designs to like just absolutely fucking awful stupid designs with like a really distinct art style that sticks out like a sore thumb amongst all the other horses. But it's so hard to find that old stuff. Musume original designs. Oh, you're talking about like Orfevre with like the face mask. Was that Orfevre? Oh my god. Oh, I like Gold City, I think is her name. I like Gold City's old design. I just feel like the new designs are like, they're okay. There's some changes I don't understand. Just to be clear, you mean the 2017-2018 videos they made before designing the game, right? No, there was like a whole other Uma Musume. I'm pretty sure there was a Uma Musume social game. Am I crazy? Can anybody who's like weebier than me verify this? Because I'm aware that there was a old 3D game similar to... What do you mean social game? It's a specific type of Japanese game where you can have it on your like flip phone. And it's like just a button clicker, if that. So, like, Idolmaster Cinderella Girls was that. Million Live was that. And it was this genre called, like, Soshage. And all you would do was, like, collect cards and add your friends. And they were boring as shit. Also, typically called like Mobage because... But Mobage is like a brand, and so Mobage would be like... Only Mobage? I've not heard of this. Jesus, I wonder if the Mobage website's still up. Can I open this up? Yeah, how did Super Creek change? Yeah, I like Super Creek's old design. One second. Alright, we're gonna do some crazy old recon. Wait, is it bad to point out that there's like a abnormal amount of people watching me today? Thank you! I hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves. You missed Ashton Martin, didn't you? You missed your Ashton. We're watching because you're kawaii. Well, that's just like when people say like, oh, you're my favorite roller rodent race queen Chilla Martin VTuber. It's like, okay, well... I fucking hope so. You're kawaii? What changed? What are you trying to say? I'm not kawaii other days? Maybe that's just the power of a yap. People want to come so long as there's like no promise of a game. Actually, I hate when she plays games. She sucks at them. Toxic girlfriend energy. Maybe kawaii. Maybe the media share? Oh, I guess it does say media share. Everybody's just like biding their time. Like, when's you gonna pull up the roller coaster videos? Don't worry. It's probably coming. It's probably coming. Alright, here we go. Just like how all nerd roads lead back to Idolmaster, all Ashton streams lead back to roller coaster. lead back to roller coaster videos. For what it's worth, the Uma Musume Wiki has a video games category, and the only one listed is the mobile game. If this is real, you have knowledge that's not been documented. Well, not been documented on the English-speaking side of the world. I could be wrong. like, what else would they have done with all these designs, you guys? I know you guys are saying that there's like this theoretical game. I'm aware that there was a theoretical game for, let's see, March 25th, 2016. Cygames releases a promotional trailer produced by PO Works for a series titled Uma Musume Pretty Derby. A mobile game titled Uma Musume Pretty Derby is officially announced to be in development during Cygames' next 2016 event. This was in 2016. And Uma Musume Pretty Derby is a mobile game produced by Cygames, available on Android, iOS, and Windows, which was released on February 24th, 2021. This is the game I'm talking about. So it's the original Uma Musume mobile game. And I think, like I said, to call it a game is like kind of liberal use of the term, okay? So there was a real first, I guess, Uma Musume game that all you would do is collect horses and collect... I don't even think you collect cards in it. Remember the mobile game took a while to come out? Yeah, it took 5 years. So by the time it came out in 2021, nobody was playing these types of games anyway. Like, mobile games are like fully out of style by this point. And it's so odd that this isn't well documented. It's kind of, I mean, it's on the Uma Musume history tab of their website. So it's I think this is actually like really excessively documented. But yeah, for years they kept showing like more and more horse designs. Pretty Derby, I mean? Oh yeah, Pretty Derby took a while to come out. Well, no, because this is also Pretty Derby. So okay. There's some misunderstanding here. Uma Musume Pretty Derby is the name of the series, like in all forms. Uma Musume Pretty Derby is the name of the anime, it's the name of the original mobile game, and it's also the name of the newest game. Am I not off base on this? But there just was a mobile game. Has been willing the game to exist. I swear it existed. It's just difficult to explain because the game, there's like no gameplay loop. These games are just like shit to click on the train ride to work every morning. Oh, she's right. Hey, Ash. Hello. I told you. You guys get one guide now. All right. Gameplay. Here we go. Training is the main gameplay element of the game. There are a few things to keep in mind before doing a training run. Uma Musume are differentiated between playable characters and support cards. Playable characters are what you actually train. Okay, so it's the exact same thing as Uma Musume. There's just no visual for it. It just is like you press a button. It does like a randomizer, gives you these effects. You won the race, you lost the race. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. You grow your cards. It's exactly like the gacha Uma Musume that exists today, the 3D. That's how we'll distinguish it. 3D versus non-3D. That's so less fun. That's how literally all of these games were. All of them, the exact same. It's like Con-crud. Con-crud is also a social game. Con-crud is a social game. And Grand Blue is also sort of a social game. And the original Uma Musume is also sort of a social game. The Idolmaster Cinderella Girls is a social game. Idolmaster Million Life, Idolmaster Side M is a social game. They were all just social games. Con-crud probably is still going to this day. It's kind of crazy that like a lot of you guys just like don't even know that these exist. Yeah, so Mobage is specifically a game made by DNA. So you guys can see here. Mobage by DNA. So if it's a Mobage, it's one of these games, but it's also sort of like a catch-all for all these sorts of games. But that officially is called like Soshage, social game. So let's see if I can boot any of these up. The thing about Soshage, okay, so this is a Bahamut, Shingeki no Bahamut, I believe, right? That has an anime. What else can we play? Is this really all that's live right now? Grand Blue too, I guess. So you boot up Grand Blue. Play now. Kuroza. And this is literally fucking Grand Blue Fantasy. So you can, this is essentially what you would do on your phone. I'm agreeing to the terms and conditions of Grand Blue. I'm confused at what we're differentiating. I guess I'm the ASAP for telling people I don't watch anime. Okay, that's valid, I think. Oh wait, but you were just saying that as opposed to you only watch VTubers, not anime. Yeah, that won't fly at ASIN this year. It might fly at ASIN some other years, but idol fans, this is the funniest trick of fate ever. Idol fans hate VTubers. Like, really hardcore idol fans hate VTubers. And VTuber fans. Skip. Skip. Technically, it's a social game since you can invite friends and play together if they also have the game and an account. Are you referring to Grand Blue? Okay, so I guess what I'm arguing is that social game is the name of all these kinds of games, but mobile game are an umbrella under social game that are made by DNA. And I guess, I don't know, I'm just trying to like introduce you guys to like what the gameplay loop is. So this is Grand Blue. Everybody's played Grand Blue before. But if we go like back to Bahamut. Is this Bahamut? Yeah, it is. Oh no, this needs the app. But like, you look at the gameplay. They're just a little bit less sophisticated too, because they're like browser sometimes. Alright, yeah, that just cleared up a lot for me, LOL. Wait, did something happen that made you curious about that? Yeah, a lot of like really nerdy otaku, idol otaku are like, VTubers are ruining the idol name. They're like super anal about it. Rage of Bahamut is defunct, so you can't play it. Damn, it looks Bahamuty. Well, it says Bahamut right under the name. And it also says Bahamut in Nippongo. But yeah, so you got your little characters here. You got like cards, and it's just like there's some animations, but they're all like, they all have the exact same gameplay loop. But this is what a social game is, and Uma Musume was exactly like. Uma Musume is exactly like this. It just is like much more beautiful and has a lot more functionality. Whereas these are literally just like press button, fight guy, collect card. I missed this. It was a simpler time. It was certainly a simpler time for sure. The Kingdom Hearts mobile games kind of look like that. The Kingdom Hearts mobile games are social games. That's exactly it. You are correct. My boyfriend plays the Dragon Ball version of this. Yeah, they definitely still exist in many ways. And I would say that actually social games are still like thriving in Japan. If you look at people's phones and like the morning commute, there's gonna be tons of office workers playing social games and stuff. But yeah, I guess it's just a type of game that I think is like completely lost upon English-speaking anime fans. Even in game fans, it's just like completely lost. Hello, Goose, but also good night, Goose. I'm curious to hear more about the strife between VTuber fans and idol fans. But that's sort of why, like, I think, well, I know ASIN doesn't get a lot of VTuber guests. They had Hololive that one year because Hololive is like the real deal, but like they don't go for VTuber guests because like ASIN is like an old head con, and old heads are snooty and don't like VTubers. And I think that's fine. As a VTuber, I think that's like perfectly fine. It's fine to be like, you know what, we're like making a line in the sand. This is gonna be not a VTuber convention. We're gonna be focusing on other sorts of programming. I think a lot of people see VTubing as like how like the scourge upon content, the way that like Genshin is a scourge upon Artist Alley. Like every damn booth got Genshin. It doesn't even matter if the person who runs the booth likes Genshin. They're gonna print Genshin merch because I was speaking about some really drunk peas and I was poking them with VTuber questions and it was all negative. Which is funny because there's actual official IMS VTubers too. They did have Calf last year, but I guess she's more of a musical guest. Yeah, I don't think Calf counts. I think Calf is a virtual singer. Calf doesn't really... I mean, I could be wrong because I'm not like the biggest Calf fan, but Calf doesn't stream at all. I think that's just like a different form of being an idol to a lot of... It's the streaming thing that I think people take umbrage with. Too hip and cool. I actually think it's actually the opposite, that idol fans are a little too curmudgeonly to accept that sort of thing. One pig crew asked if I was cosplaying a Genshin character. They're everywhere. And now it's getting even harder to spot them. They're assimilating. You guys see we brought up Genshin earlier and was looking at Lowen, Prune. Who are these people? Who are these characters? They're making Genshin characters that never been made before. It just sounds so stupid to say. It makes me laugh every time. I wish that I had like more insight. I almost wish... I mean, they're not going to be here, right? Because I'm a VTuber, but I'd love to know more about like why idol fans, like real hardcore old school idol fans, hate VTubers. It really is like the bastardization of the perceived bastardization of idol culture, I guess. But even then, there's a lot of like counterculture idols that exist that, like, you know, Bish is a company and Bish has a lot of counterculture idols. It's just like, I think it's a lot of old dudes being like, what else could they possibly make up to sell me? I love my good flesh and blood. I have to imagine there might be a thing about the importance of seeing your idol face to face. That's probably also a thing. Because, you know, like, naturally, the same way that they're elitist about each other in America, they can be elitist about one another in Japan too, the otaku. So, like, train otaku are probably like, yeah, I'm not like those fucking creep freaks that have waifus. Or, like, fawn over women. All I care about is, like, trains. And it's so, like, I care about trains so much that it's like my calling in life and my job, and I do like a civic duty. You know, they consider themselves above the rest of them. Meanwhile, like the idol guys are all like, well, I'm fawning over flesh, you know, it's the most human base instinct to have to appreciate women, you know. And then the anime otaku are like, ugh, disgusting, like, who gives a fuck about trains? They're not sexy, and also stupid idols are all 3D, you know, they all have like chips on their shoulders about one another. Not, of course, by far and away every single one, but like the most hardcore of the hardcore of each of these genres. So I didn't run into any elitists until now. Like, I guess I'm talking about like the type of dude that you'd only run into in like Akihabara. We're all miserable. Sending this clip to all those otaku communities now. I feel like they would be like, yeah, that's it. Like, she hit the nail on the head. Exactly. I have the question, but with anime fans. I remember at AWA last year, anime fans were not happy about VTubers appearing and were requesting us to be moved to a separate corner of the con. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's even, there's a plenty of, it's so weird, like, us going out into the world as a VTuber. And by that I just mean even like within like streamer spaces, because it always surprised me like the amount of vitriol people have about VTubers. Like, it's just, it's I'm just a simple gay slime. All I do is like cute funny mouse girl, be content while I bring flesh into it. Okay, so you're a VTuber idol elitist. You're like, I don't need any of those 3D idols. Puh, 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 puh. You hear yourself? We're all the same. We are the world. We are the children. We are the otaku. We are the ones who like to fight all day. So let's start living. Yeah, speaking of Michael Jackson. Like, part of it's trying to pump up their idols or idols in general rather than losing fan share to VTubers. Yeah, of course. That's a huge part of it. It's a huge part of it because, like, there was probably, like, I don't want to say 50-50, okay? I don't know the numbers. But, like, VTubers become a big thing. And there's a lot of idol fans that love it. They're like, yes, this is perfect. They're like way more accessible. You can watch them all the time. They like do way more streams. You know, I don't have to like pay money to automatically like get into a concert to see them. So there's a bunch of VTuber fans that were ex-idol fans that have since transferred over. And then in doing so, the other idol fans that are left over become bitter about that. They're like, now these fans are leaving and it's going to make my Oshi sad. And you know, like it all causes, it's all like a spider web, you know? At NYC last year, they were mad saying to the organizers, oh, you guys are copying on being cheap by inviting VTubers. Well, now ANYC is like is a Hololive Con. They even just announced the other day, like, hey, we're coming back. Can I get a honk honk? No, I'm not a juggalo. What do you think I am? Gamzee from Homestuck? Get out of here. Okay, bye. Wow, they were really nice about it. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. They should keep the Hololive booth in that really convenient spot that blocks everyone from entering the event hall. The problem is that, like, that's like the prime space. And I think Holo is probably like their biggest sponsor because they have such a large booth. So like that's just the place that they're gonna get no matter what because they want like the most highly trafficked area. But like yeah, kind of like I think actually nobody likes it there. The fans don't like it there because they don't want to have to get elbowed to get out of the way. They want to be able to congregate and stuff. And then like the non-fans are like, this fucking sucks. We want to get them out of here. Similarly, I think access ties into why K-pop blew up in the US, but J-pop hasn't really gone anywhere. Oh yeah, I can speak on that for sure too. Especially as somebody who has been interested in both of those for a super long time. You have to jump through so many legal loops to appreciate Japanese media. They're a lot more prickly about preservation of physical media, of that sort of thing. You probably get it. You know, how often do you find a Japanese song on Spotify? Most artists are not on Spotify. Actually, that's not true. Most Japanese artists are on Spotify. Most Japanese artists are on YouTube Music, but not in America. You can't listen to it in America. You try and listen to it from an American account and you get banned. Actually, you know what's crazy? You guys remember Hyadain? Hyadain, the internet song guy that made all the... No, that's not Urutomen. The Heatman songs, the Rockman songs and stuff. That guy, Hyadain, he did the opening too to Nichijou. He's OG Nico Nico. You can't watch most of his videos anymore because they're region locked to Japan. The Twitter discourse on international access to media between JP and international is so interesting. Yeah, and I guess I feel like I have insight into it because I've had to go out of my way to jump through as many hoops as physically possible to get tickets to the Idolmaster 20th anniversary. You can do it, but it requires like a lot of connection, so it's so difficult. But it's also like a double-edged sword. Like, opening up to the world means like assimilating to the preferences of the loudest people. And I think culturally, like, Americans are always going to be the loudest. It's also really interesting to see, like, the disparity between, like, acts that are popular in one country but not in another. And so, like, for example, like, Twice. Twice is huge in the rest of the world, but, like, within Korea, it's, like, they're super back burner, you know? Like, I'm curious what sort of thing that like would happen with Japanese media. Well, that happens with like actually I know exactly what this is. I've talked myself into a circle and I've jogged my own memory. This happens when Crunchyroll and Netflix buy the rights to cheap shitty anime because they're cheap and shitty and and then they put them on Netflix and then they become like a mainstay important show. But that's just true of everything. That's like how Candy Candy, not saying it's shitty, but like Candy Candy got bought and put on a bunch of like Latin America channels and like outside of Japan, like Southeast Asia as well, you know, Dragon Ball, etc., Voltron and Go Lion and stuff. But it's also happening still in the modern day because fucking Netflix buys the rights to Kakegurui. Puts Kakegurui on. Kakegurui, like the one note piece of shit season that everybody made fun of. That wasn't gonna get that got a second season, okay, but wasn't gonna get like a full adaptation of the manga. And now there's like a live action version being made on Netflix because everybody knows what Kakegurui is just because it's on Netflix. It's sort of this like fake inflation of popularity. So many things that are bad get like falsely popularity inflated because of their accessibility. One man's trash is another treasure. I think one man's trash is another man's trash, but they can perceive it as trash because it's the first thing that they've ever eaten in their entire life. They don't even know that it's trash because they're like, they don't even know that it's disgusting mud water because it's the first puddle that they've ever seen. And they're like a starving person in a desert. Alright, I'm anime sommelier. You can't be going to bat like this for Kakegurui, okay? I know you want to give like funny zingers in chat, but like the opposing argument here is thinking Kakegurui is good. Don't enjoy things. You're not allowed. But you know what the crazy shit is? I liked Kakegurui when I watched it. I thought it was fun, but I thought it was fun within the context of like all the other anime that I've ever seen and enjoyed. But people, you know what? Another anime that has like crazy random inflated popularity, Saikikuso no Sainan. Not all discussions about anime have to be so black and white. Damn, I guess I'll shut up. Well, you're trying to discuss with me in the context of one show. I don't mean shut up, it's just... You didn't elaborate on that. You were messaging like you were going to bad about Kakegurui. And I haven't heard that in forever. Yeah, with the Denpagumi song, Sainan no Saichu or something. I would say if Kakegurui is hot, I'll give you that much. It was kind of funny and awesome. But I think as like a first anime, it's a bad pick. I rewatched Psyche Kane is Beautiful. Yeah, and I really like you guys, I'm such a fucking weirdo. I was watching Psyche Kuso no Sainan when it was just like 3-minute episodes. It used to be like a shorts anime. Like an interstitial anime between like real episodes of TV on Japan. So I was surprised to know that. I was surprised it got added to Netflix because I was like, aren't these episodes like 3 minutes long? That's so silly. But no, it got like recut into like a full-length show. Never watched the show in my life, but you overblowing the disparity in quality of this property is like people can just like stuff, you know? Okay, you never watched the show. You're just playing devil's advocate on purpose. People can just like stuff. This is some you hate waffles type shit. I feel like it is. I feel like it is. I feel like it is. It's called rage baiting now. Who, me or them? I think we're doing it back and forth. I remember I used to watch Parasite on Toonami. Parasite was good. I liked Parasite. I read it. It's dollar store steak, still steak but from a dollar store. I don't think that. I think that a more apt comparison would be like Kakegurui is like mad. No. I guess more like candy. Like it has like no real substance and isn't good for you at all. I probably wouldn't have known about Kakegurui if it weren't on Netflix. I don't think I made it through one episode though. Yeah, I don't think you can quite understand the craziness. I challenge you to watch Kakegurui before, then you'll understand my incredulity at this. At the fact that it's popular. No thanks. Yeah, I've really been giving it a glowing review, haven't I? Everyone has nostalgia bias? Okay, I can agree with that. To make assumptions about companies and what gets pushed is what I find a leap in judgment. That's not an assumption. It's not an assumption and leap in logic that Netflix and Crunchyroll get the rights to cheap shows to pad out their libraries is not like... That's just like a fact. It's like if Seven Deadly Sins got any motion just because it was the Netflix anime. Anyway, I don't mean to get one-guyed about this, but I'm not just like saying shit. There's like a legitimate trackable phenomenon in regards to this. At what point is padding out the library, shoving it to more people? It gets watered down. It's because Kakegurui was like one of the first anime I think that they started to actively advertise on Netflix. Okay, but when I was 14, Seven Deadly Sins was hard as fuck. You gotta admit that the Seven Deadly Sins opening is so epic and awesome, though. Actually, I just saw the funniest post ever where it was like time skip of the main character. The main little boy just like looks like a little boy at the end, and then the main beautiful girl, which was like one of the most adorable, unique designs in the anime, became like super ugly. Is that real? Can somebody validate this? I want to see if I like the post, because I want to be... I need my librarian Demon Dandy to show me the funny rage bait Twitter post. It's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, the comparison. I knew it! I knew it! Overall, I think it's a matter of execs not being deep cut weebs is all. Okay, so I think you're agreeing with me, actually. Just in a roundabout way. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, is that they purposely bought cheaper stuff to pad out their stuff, and then we're like, well, we gotta advertise some anime. Anime's big, let's just advertise one of the shows. And so, a show that was like critically panned in Japan and its home country ends up becoming like inflated. I mean, it's like I compared it to Candy Candy too, except not exactly apt, but it's like I think it could happen with like any show regardless of quality, whether or not it's like really good or really bad. It's like Heat Guy J. That sounds really familiar. I always was. You just get angry at what I say. I think that sometimes chats can lose the intonation. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Like, is this real? I know that none of you probably would want to admit to publicly finishing the show because it would be like shameful. Is that real? Does this really happen? What's wrong with this guy, for real? Like, what? Straight up, what's wrong with this guy? Why are her eyes a different color? That has to be a different character, right? Oh my god, no, she's got the earring! Why are her eyes a different color? Is this real? Is this real? Is this real? It's rage bait? Please say it's rage bait. That's not how they look. Stop taking bad screenshots, and then they attach a screenshot where she looks just as fucking busted. Naruneko Musume from Gegege? I know Gegege. Oh wait, but that was an intentional art style change. I don't know anything about Seven Deadly Sins. It just sounds fucking bad. I actually watched quite a bit of Seven Deadly Sins, and I can't tell you anything about the plot. I think I watched the entire first season. I remember like the red coat guy, and then the big tall girl, and then the fat guy that becomes a little boy. Seven Deadly Sins is basically newer fairy tale. Exactly. That's why I watched it, I think, was because at that point I was watching like basically any show that came out. Is this real though? Is this like actually real? What's so funny is this person posting this image and being like, bruh, you took a bad looking screenshot. Oh man, this doesn't look any better. They're still kind of whack. Why did they do this? Why did they change the art style? Actually, you know what? It probably is just like the original manga art style. And the anime deviated for some reason. And then as they made more seasons, they changed the art style. Let's see if that's the case. Man, I don't think the manga looks that bad. But yeah, this is apparently the Diddy Blood manga to end all Diddy Blood manga. Finale. They also have some really low budget animation problems at some point. Okay, I found an actual screenshot of the end of the anime that doesn't look crazy. They still have their noses. I like the unique noses. Blech. Sorry. What? Sorry, I'm getting spoiled on the ending of this. There's like clips of her being pregante. Pregante with this small man's baby. And also and also the other little girl and then the red coat guy. They do have a kid, yeah. Congrats. Oh. I can't believe it's season 5. Season 5, episode 24. Wait. I feel like shit moves breakneck. How is she pregnant at the end of the series? 7 Deadly Sins anime. How many episodes are in this actually? "41 volumes." Okay. Anime. 100 plus 3. I feel like 100 episodes isn't enough to make our characters copulate. No offense. Maybe I'm crazy. 100 episodes isn't even enough for the main character in Shugokara to graduate from like 5th grade. Maybe there's no filler. Maybe. You like that real slow burn? I think it just feels like crazy to see like the characters. It feels crazy to see the characters like exactly as they look at the start of the series, change to the end of the series, and then all of a sudden like have babies. I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Time skip? Well, that's the thing. I don't know. Is there a time skip at the end? Can anybody say if there's a time skip, or is it just like the story ends and then they get married and have a baby? Q panel for Meliana saying, "Get away from my wife," and it's a baby he's talking about. Is that real? Is that real? Is that really real? Is that really real? I want to know now. But basically, I got spoiled. I forgot that it was like based on Knights of the Round Table. And so there's this like drop at the end of the series with the two characters that are pregnant, where they're gonna name their kids Tristan and Lancelot. That's a good one, guys. Real original. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that tastes like I left it out on my desk for a week. Yeah, that's definitely pre-weekend water. Any recent anime opinions? No. Not really. I haven't really been keeping up. You know, the Witch Hat Atelier anime is super good, and it's been making me want to reread the Witch Hat Atelier manga. But I like to eat while I'm like consuming. So I own the manga physically for Witch Hat Atelier, and so it's like I keep wanting to go and pick up the manga and then reread it, but then I'm like, I can't eat potato chip. People love the Yuri alcohol anime. I don't even know what you're talking about. I bet they do. They eat up every single Yuri anime, whether or not it's good or not. She likes to eat while she eats? Huh? Yuri alcohol? Kamina Botan? I've like not even heard of this. Kamina Botan. Oh, this is like the one with like the annoying dance in the opening, right? Wait, this is a Yuri? I thought that this was like a POV you're drinking with cute girls anime. No dancing, just university. Oh no, it's the Gyaru anime that has the dancing, I think. Yeah, Akane Banashi is airing on YouTube. You can watch it legally on YouTube. Really? This is Yuri, huh? I should watch this. Oh yeah, this one is the one that has like, it's super Sakuga. Perverted over animation. There's a good bit of Yuri, but it's tame. That's okay. I like the subtle stuff. Huh. Botan Kamina fully blossoms when drunk. Botan Kamina takes her first sip of alcohol after spotting the quiet dorm leader Ibuki Tonami enjoying a highball alone. Ew. Interesting. Alcoholic Yuri anime. The perfect storm. But no, I know everybody was like shitting themselves over a marriage toxin. And then I saw that one episode where it was like the human zoo. And then I was like, I can't fucking watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I know that it's like basically yaoi, but it also basically isn't. You guys aren't watching Yowa Yowa Sensei? That's another Yuri, it appears, considering they're grabbing her titties in this picture. Yeah, you guys want to know what I'm watching? Actually, you guys, I want to hear some anime opinions. Okay, you know what I'm watching this season? I'm watching this show called Shunka Shuto Daikosha, which is like Agent of Spring Agents of the Four Seasons, Dance of Spring. And it is like so fucking weird. It's really difficult to describe. It's apparently a manga, which I think is also a web novel. And it's like, it's Yuri, but it's not Yuri, because they even say in the most recent episode, like, this is not a romantic love. It's like more pure than a platonic love and more intense than a romantic love or something like that. But it's like, there's something fucking weird going on with the main girls in this series and with the other characters. It's just like a it feels like Scum's Wish almost, but with like some weird supernatural elements. And then there's one episode where they like fucking drone strike a child. It's like, it feels like it's meant to be like really uber moody. It's meant to be like uber moody and yeah, I'm not sure. I'm watching that right now. It's disgustingly bad. Don't watch it. Are you talking about Ages of the Four Seasons? You think it's disgustingly bad? It's edgy, right? Yeah, it's edgy. But I don't think it's disgustingly bad. It's pretty. But no. Talking about Yo Yo. I mean, oh, okay. I was like, I don't think Ages of the Four Seasons is disgustingly bad. I think it's not great. I really like how Dorohedoro has a lot of aromantic relationships, actually. I want to get into Dorohedoro, but just something with the aesthetic didn't appeal to me, and I also thought the 3D was like a little... Even as somebody who's like a proponent of 3D anime, I was like, I gotta try it though, at least. That makes sense though, that it's written by the Violet Evergarden author. It just has a lot of those like... Characters are really distraught and upset about something, and then there's like epic music in the background, and the voice actors are giving like crazy good performances full of emotion where they're like yelling, and then it's sort of like, why should we even give a fuck? Like, I don't know, it's so dramatic. It feels very much like if I watched this as like my first anime as a teenager, I would be like, this is so profound. What was the anime you recommend? Like from this season? Smoking Behind the Supermarket comes out next season, bros. Who's logging in? I'm watching Anime of the Year, Kanan-sama. Witch Hat Atelier. Buns, you will really like Witch Hat Atelier for sure. That's like such a gimme. And I think the rest of the shows airing this season are like, you could probably skip every single one and be fine. I also sometimes will watch this show. I'm looking through the series right now. I'm curious what else you guys watch that I'm not. I'm also watching this show called Kami no Niwatsuki Kusunoki Te, and it's just like garbage. Like it's like whatever the fuck. Who even gives a fuck, you know? Kusunoki's Garden of Gods. It's about a dude who has this like latent power to imbue like Shinto spirit power into his writing, and then he moves into his like dead relative's house in the countryside because he's like he's got no job, but he's also like a completely amicable person with like no faults and is like a super nice guy, and basically just like takes care of, it's like Natsume Yujincho but like terrible, and he takes care of this spirit of the mountain, and then more spirits come, and he basically like makes his house like super tricked out, like pimp my garden, but Shinto style, and it's full of like all these gods that are like, he has so much powerful spirit energy. Like he becomes friends with like Amaterasu, the sun god, like Fujin, Raijin, Yamagami of himself, and so it's sort of just like I eat dinner to it sometimes and just turn my brain off. But it's like nothing happens. It might as well be yaoi in like the true sense of the word, like yamanashi, ochinashi, iminashi, like no rising tension, no real end to the plot, no meaning for its existence in the slightest, except it's not really yaoi. It's just like meh, but that's an anime that I'm watching. What is this? I like the Devil's Daughter high school romance one. Kanan is devilishly easy. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, what's this? Kill Ow? That looks kind of cute. I know that a lot of people are watching Kori no Joheki because it's by the same mangaka as You and Me Are Polar Opposites from last season, but it's not as good as You and Me Are Polar Opposites. It's like really slow burn. I see. So this is good. Mistress Kanan is devilishly easy. Is this coming out this season? True, it's the polar opposite of polar opposite. Yeah, it's just kind of boring, to be honest. It's like all the kids are like a little too level-headed. It's a little bit too Japanese for my preference. Like, I bet I watched Kori no Joheki and I'm like, I bet fucking teenagers love this. Like, eat this up. You also might like Marriage Talks and Buns. Did anybody watch Niwatori Fighter? I actually remember seeing some sort of buzz about that and nobody ever talked about it. I also gave a try to this show called Replica Date Koyosuru, and it's about like a girl who can just make a replica of herself. And the replica starts having like feelings of its own and basically sends her to school in her place to do a bunch of other shit, but can also turn her off at will whenever she desires. And it's incredibly fucking dumb. It's just like stupid. It's hard to describe. Like, this season's kind of bare. Oh wait, that's right, Yomi no Tsugai. I forgot about the Full Metal Alchemist author. Also, when Yomi no Tsugai is the other manga that they created, and I watched a couple episodes, but I didn't get like compelled by it. I wasn't compelled. Do you like Oregairu? It's fine. It's fine. What are your thoughts on polar opposites? Wait, Bleebla, are you asking about the anime you and me are polar opposites, or like the physical effect of magnetism? I forgot which atelier was airing. I gotta watch the Manga's Peak, and the anime is really good. Oh, you were asking about the anime. I loved it. I loved it so much. The mangaka of Inuyasha's other series is getting animated, but not the sequel to Inuyasha, right? Not the fundamental law of physics. Okay. I really liked it. That was the highlight of my last season. It made me feel squishy and cute. It made me feel squishy and cute, and I think also, I think that making a romance anime is kind of difficult. Making a romance anime is kind of difficult, because you have to either be like one of two things. You have to be like hyper realistic, like messy, or you have to be like sugary sweet cutesy. But some people will like gun for those types of stories, but then like miss the mark a little. So like Scum's Wish, for example, it is like a dramatic teenage romance story, I guess. It's drama, but like it's too messy, you know, like they overshot it. It's like way too fucking messy. It's not fun and realistic. I think Skippin' Loafer is like a perfect, it's like literally perfectly middle of the line. It's like just enough mess, just enough romance. But then there's also those like romance shows where it's like sugary sweet and cute, but there's no strife in it, you know? It's not like, it's like too unrealistically, like the kids are all acting like adults, like they're not being like shitty to one another when they're like love is rejected, and it's just too unrealistic, and like then that also becomes like displeasing to watch. So it's like the two extremes are both really displeasing. Like if you overshoot either way, you kind of mess up. There's like a good spot in the middle with Skippin' Loafer, and then like a good spot to either side of like a drama focused love triangle story and also like a sugary sweet focused cutesy story. Like I would say you and me are polar opposites, you know? What about Horimiya? Horimiya is like the nothing ever happens, the problems aren't real problems, these characters fucking suck, I don't like Horimiya. It's like a nothing burger anime. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I've expressed it before. Another like sort of nothing burger anime where it's like the stakes are not compelling and the setting isn't even all that fun for me was, again, unpopular opinion, but the, oh god, what is it? Hidari hidari meguri meguru. That one? Oh god. With the two adults, the pink-haired girl, and they get together, whether it's just sort of like, oh, you want to get together then? Don't like that one either. Don't like that one either. Don't like that one either. Wotakoi, that's it. Wotakoi. Don't like Wotakoi either. I got problematic opinions. Thank you, Reflow Max, and for resubscribing and saying a sponsor with your Prime sub. No worries, I saw the message. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like what my perfect... I actually, you know what? I think Skip and Loafer would be my perfect... Well, I don't know. I feel like it's very middle of the line. I'm trying to think of like an anime that has had like messy stuff in it, but it's not too messy that it's off-putting, the way that like Scum's Wish is messy and off-putting. But I'm kind of having trouble thinking of it. It definitely has to be like a... Maybe like Kaguya-sama, even. Do you have a take on some of the new anime LPs being straight-up K-pop idol groups? It's not my preference. It's not my preference, but it's also not new because K-pop boy groups were doing... From like Gen 2 K-pop were doing anime endings. You know, maybe they need to be endings. I love a K-pop group anime ending. I think the opening should be less... like a more about the anime and then less about like it being a marketable song. I think it's just like a result of capitalism. Because what do you think about Honey and Clover? I think Honey and Clover is good messy. Yeah. Now, actually, you know what? Maybe another example would be like Nana. But even Nana is like, okay, maybe it's like a little too fucking messy. Like, you guys gotta get your shit together, sort of thing. Yeah, I think Nana would count. Nana, Honey and Clover. Stuff like that. Or like something else that overshoots is like Koi to Uso. Nodame Canterville, they both suck, but I love them. I love Nodame Canterville. I know I say it funny because that was like a anime that I watched a long time ago. I'm kind of glad it's just not another Sony artist from the Clone Vats. That's a good argument, but then I feel like they're just from like a different vat. They're just like going one vat over. I'm playing G-Dash. Is there a level you want me to play? G-Dash or Creeper? You guys, what the fuck is Geometry Dash? I know that's what they're asking about, but I've been seeing so many posts about it recently. That's like a... Not to age me, because I am a zoomer. I'm like legitimately a zoomer by definition. But I never have played Geometry Dash. What is that? I've never been able to figure it out. But I've also never willingly Googled it, because I don't actually care to have the information. Cool! We're getting a raid! Isa! Thank you for the raid! Isa! Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. It's I, Ashton Martin, the roller rodent race queen of VTuber racing, and I was just having a YAP stream. Talking about anime, talking about anime conventions, talking about Bruno Mars. Does he is gay? Ashton, I run but I love you. Yes, go get some rest. Thank you so much for the raid, Isa, and welcome, Cronuts. I'm Ashton Martin, the roller rodent race queen of VTuber racing, like I said. And I love everything retro anime, retro music, and retro gaming, which is what I do the most of on my channel. And I would be doing that today if I didn't want to yap at you guys, because I had a super busy weekend. I'm a big fan of something called the Idol Master. You guys are in for a culture shock in the pit crew around these parts, because God love Issa. I do love you. I do love you. She isn't exactly... Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering this, so feel free to call me out on this. But I don't think she is quite the level of, like, incessant, horrible, disgusting otaku weeaboo as I am. In many ways. About anime, about VTubing, perhaps, and also about idols. But I am a crazy, insane otaku. And I went to an anime convention to see idols from the Idol Master, and it was so much fun because I'm a big fan of Idol Master. So I guess if that's the thing you guys are into, we should definitely stick around. I also make my own music. It's not nearly as good as the amazingly talented Issa's, but I dabble and I try. What is Ashton's favorite anime? You're asking like the most pretentious woman on Twitch. I have a few top anime, and they're incredibly pretentious. My favorite is Sailor Moon. Oh man, you were not ready for the answer I'm about to give you, actually. Let me My favorite is... I can't even say like a cute magical girl anime because even my favorite magical girl anime is like another pretentious ass pick. I like Mermaid Melody. There we go. Just bring up the 3x3. Yeah, Mawaru Penguin Drum. Shogen Roku Rakugo Shinju. What else is there? What else is on my 3x3? Eccentric Family. Millennium Actress. So yeah, currently in the middle of a YAP, but admittedly, I hate to do this too. Searches up Mermaid Melody. Oh yes, search it up. That's a classic. Rakugo seems so out there. It requires a lot of levels. Wait, movies too? Sometimes the 3x3s include movies, but I tend to not want to include them as movies. I do love Card Captor Sakura. I love all the clamps work. But I can't lie to you guys. My eyes are like starting to slowly close. Like I said, I came home like at like midnight or 1 AM last night from the Bruno Mars concert. And immediately knocked out in bed and slept like a full 8 hours. So like I'm on like a completely normal sleep schedule now. So I'm like, it's almost midnight, so I'm like, I'm starting to nod off. I wish I could entertain the Chrome nuts more. What was Issa up to? Oh wait, I'm probably just singing because it's Music Monday. Ah, I love her singing. What about 1 hour MGS4? Okay, one cutscene. That's all I can muster. But I am a fan of retro games, like I mentioned. I'm currently in the middle of Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm gonna be playing more Resident Evil games. I'm playing Pikmin 2. Making my way through the Pikmin series. And... what else? What else is on the... ooh. And I was thinking that tomorrow, to celebrate the release, not a retro game, but something else that I think a lot of Pit Crew will really like is Castlevania 1. I'll get to it. I'll get back to it. I'm just lying in wait, waiting for the perfect chance to strike. And then I can finally beat Castlevania 1 for the NES. Just not now. I have to center myself, okay? Just not yet. You really should just skip to 4. When I skip to 4 after beating Castlevania 1, I'll be so good at it. I'm gonna rock your socks off. I'm gonna be awesome at it. But another thing that isn't retro, but is releasing tomorrow is Forza Horizon 6! I know that a lot of people have access to it already because of like Game Pass and various stuff, but the official release date is tomorrow. And I also got a cool opportunity to do something else this week. It's my first like real sponsored stream, I guess. So separate from previously I've only done like Stream Elements stuff. So my Honkai stream a few years ago, I did Genshin, and then just recently I did Arknight's Enfield through Stream Elements' sponsorships. But I now have the opportunity to do another sponsored thing, which will be happening this week, and I think you guys will be tickled by it if you follow and stick around and join the Pit Crew. I'd really appreciate. I dropped my schedule on my Twitter also, so you should check me out there and look at my offline posts, all sorts of ashtism, etc, etc. But yeah, I was thinking about playing Forza Horizon 6 tomorrow. What do you guys think? Oh, my eyes are starting to close. I don't know if you can tell. I'm starting to like blink more. Sometimes the Pit Crew can tell. That'd be fun. It's been a while since you touched Forza. Yeah, and it's releasing. What do you think I should pull out my wheel? Should I pull out the wheel? The wheel after so long? Or maybe I should try and get my bearings with just the controller. Bedtime for me too. Good night. Good night. Good night, everybody that needs to head out. I totally understand. Yeah, go for it. That'd be awesome. Gunning for SOT cam. Racing isn't really my thing, but everything is fun with you, so I'm down. Racing isn't really my thing either, which is what part of what makes it so interesting to watch me play Forza. Which is what makes it so interesting to play Forza. If Ashton was a car, what car would she be? You should think a little bit longer about that question. Or just Google me. Now, what do you think is the answer to that question? Heading out to good night. Everybody's heading out, but that's good to get off on the right foot for this week. Ooh. The Ford Bronco, of course. What color? What year? Punch Buggy because she's German. I wouldn't mind that. A Volkswagen Beetle. Volkswagen. A clown car? I'm kidding. Probably an Aston Martin because it sounds like your name. Ah, you figured it out. You got it. What else is there on my schedule for this week? So, Friday will be my sponsored stream. And then... like I said, Forza tomorrow. Probably more Pikmin. And I really should play more Metal Gear Solid. And we played more Mother recently. Oh, but I really want to shake things up. We're currently in the middle of so many, like, things that ended up much longer. Pikmin 2 is so fucking long. Pikmin 2 is so long. I wanna play it and finish it. Can you guys spoil a little? You did get into your Metal Gear Solid groove? Yeah. But it did require some, like, deadlock primer. Maybe if I start earlier and I play deadlock and then I start my YAP on time, I could play Metal Gear Solid 4 and everyone would be happy. I started playing Pikmin 2 since your last stream. Did you finish it? Deadlock's the Night Queen. Oh my god. No, the last time I played Deadlock, my last match before I started playing Metal Gear Solid 4 was absolutely humiliating as Hayes. I went like 0 and 13. Oh, just so horrible. I finished the death? What? How am I taking so long? The caves just take so long. Yeah, spoil how close I am to the end of Pikmin 2. That's my request. But yeah, I do want to shake things up and play some new stuff. So many things to consider. How far are you in debt? I'm at like 8,000 out of 10,000. The debt is kind of a fake out. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I told you guys. I was like, watch, we're gonna get to 10,000. It's gonna like triple or something. Quadruple. I knew it. Thanks everybody who's been following and joining the pit crew. I apologize for the fact that I'm so sleepy. So sleepy. And I'll probably turn my stream off and roll right into bed. I've been messing up my R's and W's a lot recently. We had a whole 4-hour stream chill. Jesus, it is 4 hours and it's just yapping. Just my incessant yapping. So much yapping. Oh, I'm drinking water. I'm drinking plenty of water. And... well, I apologize for not sticking it out any longer. But I'm gonna have to find somebody else to raid. So I can close my eyes. Ugh. Ugh. Before you go, did you see your child? You mean the child in the game of Tomodachi Life from a pit crew? Yeah, I replied! No DNA test required. Good night. Good night, everybody. Don't go just yet. Oh no, I can't be honest. Nobody alive. Nobody alive. Let's do... Bone. I can't get over how it's just Ashley with a bowl cut. She looks so cute with the bucket hat. My baby. I felt so maternal. Or maybe it's paternal. I'm curious to know. Thanks for listening to my myriad of yaps today. I know that the topics varied very much. But I hope you enjoyed listening, and thank you so much for coming today and supporting me. Like I said earlier, there was quite a few more people today, and it was awesome to see that. Thanks for the warm welcome after being gone for 3 days. I know it must have been hard for you, Pit Crew, but I'm back. You can't get rid of me. And I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Play Forza Horizon 6. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And I will see you guys again soon. Make sure to follow me on Twitter because that's where I post my schedule. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.